All right, guys. What is up? We're going to react to some Dr. Daft debates. This one is conservative versus trans women, the bridge. This show is women only. We are going to react to the conversations that they're having on here while I play some Skyrim. So without further ado, oh, you know what I didn't do? I forgot to turn the volume up.
Take on the whole woman is defined by biology is I just kind of feel like the debate is very redundant. I mean, you can say like, oh, trans women are biological women, but then also still say you should still treat them as women and we should still be treated as, just a normal woman. I mean, like I said, the whole point of going back and forth of this terminology is just...
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more here. You can treat them like they're women, or like they're people, right? Treat trans women like they're people, because they are inevitably people, but they're just not women. A woman is defined as an adult human female. A female is defined as a human being that falls in the sexual category capable of producing ova or bearing children. Men cannot fall into that category. Trans women are biological men. Okay? Dead Sec Retro, thank you for the sub.
And the people who disagree, it's very unlikely they're ever going to change. And the people who already agree on it, it's very unlikely that they're ever going to change. So people should just kind of like, I just think the argument's sort of pointless at this point.
I kind of feel the same way. Like, I just have a very different viewpoint on what womanhood encapsulates, like in terms of like everything. I think it's very...
There's nothing going on at Berkeley.
I just don't think it's right to like make snap judgments like that about a situation that maybe you don't know like what my experience in womanhood is. Like, just like maybe I don't know what yours is. I just feel that snap of like making womanhood depend on biology just feels wrong to me.
I believe it's 100% biology. I believe from the second I was born as a woman to when I die as a woman, that entire journey, as difficult and beautiful as it is mine. So it's always going to be different. But I believe every step of the way is affected by the fact that I was born a woman, I'm a woman, and I think it's very beautiful and sacred. And I would just never want that to be something that someone could just claim, I guess. So yeah, I think my whole journey will be...
Thank you for the $2 super chat, John.
Well, what if I told you that's my experience? From the moment I could even form thoughts, I was a girl. Like, always has been, always will be. I was verbalizing.
Woman goes through. Do you agree with her?
My experience is very... And, like, I'm not on that
lived experience as a woman.
I feel this...
So, yeah, I think my whole journey will be because I'm a woman.
Well, what if I told you that's my experience?
But it's just not. Okay? It's just not. You didn't think that you were a woman when you were 2 years old. You didn't know the difference between boys and girls. You didn't know what made them different. You were not a girl. Okay? And it doesn't matter, right? Because Emily was actually born as a girl. Okay? Emily was born with girl parts and a girl body, with a girl face and girl hair. You were born a boy with boy parts and a boy's body, with boy hair and a boy body. Okay? You don't know what it's like to live as a woman because you aren't one, and you never have been, and you never will be one. There is no female lived experience for you. You're a boy. You're pretending to be a woman, but it just doesn't make you a woman. Okay? You don't have the same lived experience as Emily.
The moment I could even form thoughts, I was a girl. Like, always has been, always will be. I was verbalizing that I was a woman or girl from the moment I could speak. So
no,
honestly,
weren't.
I relate, like, because I feel the same way. While your experience might look a little bit different than mine, I feel the same. I was always a girl, was always a woman, am a woman now, and
you're not.
I think that things are harder to define rather than just looking in that like black and white box of, ooh, it's biology, oh, it's not biology, because I think that really confuses what my experience is and also what you said, kind of like how different yours is, you know?
I'd have to disagree with that. I have lived a woman experience, but you never truly have had a lived experience as a woman. You have to think about biology, chromosomes, hormones. You can't discount biology in reality. If you feel like you've had a lived woman experience, that's not rooted in reality. You actually don't.
That's your opinion.
That's exactly what I believe.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, and I absolutely do.
It's not to her, right? She's saying it's not rooted in reality that you believe you've had a female experience, because you haven't. You are a man masquerading as a woman. You have never had a female experience. You have never had an experience as a woman because you have never been one. Okay? You are a man. Men cannot be women. Woman is defined as an adult human female. Female is defined as a person that falls in the sexual category capable of producing ova or bearing children. Men can never do those things. You have never and will never have an experience as a woman. That is a objective fact. There is no black and white. There's no your truth and my truth. There is just the truth. The truth that you are not a woman, you have never been a woman, and you will never be a woman. You are a man, a boy. There is no way around it. You cannot change that fact. It is a fact of biology. We do not tell schizophrenics that the voices in their heads are true. We do not tell anorexic patients or bulimic patients that they are fat and that they should lose weight. We don't tell bipolar patients that their mood swings are normal. We treat them. We try to resolve the issues they're having, not affirm them.
Disagree and completely believe the opposite. So like, I can already see where this is going, like bringing in like spirituality. I've kind of just gotten the vibe a little bit, and like I'm not on that same playing field.
But how could you truly know what it is to have a lived experience as a woman if you weren't born as a woman?
Yeah, how could you know what my experience is as a woman if you've never been in my shoes?
But you don't.
But I've
also
been a
know,
woman my whole life.
She's asking a question.
You also don't know what it's like to be a trans woman, and I think that we get too comfortable reducing trans women down just to their genitalia. Because let's be clear, when we talk about the experience of being a trans woman, it does not start with biology. It starts with gender identity, gender expression, and how we socially show up. My womanhood is not a threat to your womanhood. And I actually agree with you.
Yes, it
I
is.
have a similar way of thinking of like, I was born this way, I will die this way. My experience is very sacred, and that's why I'm in alignment with all of you here to be able to share that. I just think that
Hi, Ethan.
Certain groups, certain people love to use the conversation around biology, but we don't want to talk about the nuances of biology. There are some women, some cis women, who look more masculine than trans women. And does that take away from their womanhood? So I really think that we really have to open up and expand and broaden on what it is to be a woman.
Or like intersex people. Like,
By the way, I respect your opinions,
No.
but I
Not
100%
like intersex
do
people.
agree with her. I most likely
Okay.
we do.
Not like intersex people. The bodies of intersex people are ordered towards one sex or the other. Nobody is born with the ability to produce both sperm and ova. Nobody is born with balls and ovaries. Your body is naturally ordered towards doing one or the other. Now, you might have a mutation where you have a vagina and ovaries, but you have an extended clitoris or a micropenis. Okay? But your body is still ordered towards bearing children and producing ova. Okay? You might be born with enlarged breasts as a man and a penis, right? Your body is still ordered towards inseminating women and producing sperm, not towards bearing children and producing ova. Okay? So no, intersex people don't solve your problem. They still fall into the binary. They're still one or the other. They just have a genetic mutation that makes them a little bit less like other women or other men. But they're still ordered towards one or the other. Okay? So not like intersex people.
like that's almost like me being like, oh no, your experience is like a paraplegic, like I'm totally there and feel for you. It's like, how could I even say that? That's, to me, I feel offended being like, yeah, no, I've totally been there. Like, we agree to disagree because you haven't. And you
I
never
would
will.
argue that maybe our experiences are more similar than you would think. Like, really, how I've, like, been exposed to certain things, and even as somebody who had not come out as a trans woman yet, I was going through experiences that women go through, and that may not resonate with you.
Like
but
what?
It's not really your place to tell me what I experienced.
Like
and
what?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Ask her,
I was
Emily.
born
Like what?
A woman. Everything about me is a woman. All the hardships I go through every second of every day, being a woman, going through, I mean, I don't want to talk about too much personal stuff just because I am a public figure and most of it's extremely traumatic, that I think probably every woman goes through. But just from being a little girl, going through puberty, being around men.
Nelson, thank you for the $20 super chat.
In LA, was going out at a young age, through dealing with health issues, periods that sent me to hospitals up until this day, hormone issues, constantly dealing with also being a public figure and my image and all these things. It's just so difficult. Sometimes I'm like, the fact that we work is so crazy to me because what I emotionally go through 24/7. I've dealt with cervical cancer, which has been the most traumatic thing I've ever gone through, multiple times, multiple surgeries. Women's healthcare is genuinely medieval. It makes me sick. I am very pro-woman. I hope that comes across. And I'm just like, my entire journey, my hormones, what I was born at, my biology makes me who I am and takes me on this journey. And I just always want that to be something respected because I really feel for women. What we go through is just... Thank God I am in this country. If I was somewhere else. There's always room for nuance. I do agree. I totally understand a different perspective. I can respect it. I just might not agree with that. But I don't want that to be like, oh, I'm shutting you down as no and I'm right. Because I don't want it to be that. I just want it to be like, this is just my journey. And the older I get as a woman, I'm 31, I want to get married. I want to have kids. And I see what women go through with having children. I just think we are like the most like magical creatures, and I just want that magic to remain, if that makes sense. I just think it's really special.
I would say where I feel like a lot of overlap does come in between lived experiences is between, you know, societal, like living how society views you. You know, no one is sitting here thinking she is a man in any capacity. No. You know, so when she's walking out,
you're gorgeous.
Everyone's thinking,
and so are you, by the way. I don't look at you guys like,
don't
dude.
worry.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
And, no, like genuinely, that's what I was like, what's up, ladies?
But when we go out and like, let's say, you know, no one knows, you know, we have our names changed and everything, we go on a job application, you know, we're going to be applying basically as a woman. So we're going to be treated as a woman. You know, as we walk out of the house, we're going to be treated as
But nobody thinks you're a woman.
So I think in societal standards, there is definitely some overlap. But I will say, I also agree to the point of there are
Like, we can
experiences,
all
you know,
tell.
none of us could ever understand when it comes to womanhood. And when it comes... Yeah, and you know, but I feel like that's also where it comes
that's actually
into
really
the
respectful.
yeah, that comes to the uniqueness of like trans womanhood. You know, growing up trans, living trans. You know, just in the same way, I'll never know what it's like to grow up and you know have my first period or anything like that. You know, none of you would ever know what it's like to grow up and know you're one way, but physically you see it in another way, and then to live that. You know.
And I guess I kind of want to direct my question back to you since this is kind of where this started. Is there any nuance for you? Because to me, entering in a conversation like with you, it's easier for me because you are allowing nuance. And it sounds to me as if you're not allowing that.
Why is that?
Your immediate response, I think it was really clear where you're at in comparison to Emily's. I think am I off by that?
I think you're off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you that I don't understand your lived experience because I've never lived an experience as a man. Or
I'm not living an experience as a man's friend.
person.
And I just want to be clear to everybody in this room
Low vibration.
that I was invited here as a woman. So if we're going to engage in a conversation with each other, I would appreciate the respect of being talked to as a woman for this conversation.
contention is that you're not.
I'm not going to be in here and being talked to that way because we were invited here all as women.
You were actually invited here as a trans
Yes.
woman.
Distinguisher friend.
When you put trans or another word in front of woman,
It's a qualifier.
it's not actually a real
Tall
woman.
woman?
It describes the woman.
Short woman?
It's an adjective.
You don't
It's an
have to
adjective.
do that for
Trans
a
woman
woman.
is a type of woman. And that goes under the whole umbrella of what womanhood is. But going back to the regular question,
It's
the
a
whole question
qualifier.
around biology, like I said, you want to open up the conversation for nuances. So what do we say to women who have naturally higher testosterone levels, who look more natural, who look more masculine, because of something that we call genetics? Because genetics is something that you cannot control. So do we take away a woman's womanhood because she's more masculine, because she's a tomboy? Or is she still a woman?
No, we just
Because,
don't grant it if you're a man.
That could become a whole social construct around that. See, I think what Stassi is saying is, like, you have to allow, like, nuance.
You don't take a woman's womanhood away if she's more masculine. You just don't grant womanhood to men. Right? It's not about how masculine you are. It's not if you're a little different. It doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters, right? It's not about any of that. It's about, are you this thing or not? Okay? Am I a dog, guys? Okay, well, no, I'm not a dog. I'm a person. I'm a human being. Okay, can I ever be a dog? No. What if I feel like a dog? Still can't be a dog. Why? Because I don't have fur. My genetic code doesn't indicate that I'm a canine. Okay? You can't be a woman. Why? Because you're objectively not that thing. It is an objective truth that you are not that thing. You don't fall into that category. And when you attach a qualifier on the front of the word, trans woman, that is a type of woman, right? You're saying this is a type of woman. What you're really doing is you're qualifying it. I'm a trans woman. Transgender. Transgender meaning the false ideology that leads people to believe that they can be a gender that they are not. You're not a woman. Saying I'm a trans woman means nothing. It just means I'm a man.
To be able to flow in, to be able to understand that. Like, just y'all being a conservative woman, I like to know what your definition of conservative is, because is it more just political, or is it because, like, you carry yourself a certain way? Do you dress a certain way? So I can understand a little bit more.
I would love to jump in on the topic of what is a conservative woman. For me, it is, number one, my faith. My faith as a Christian informs every aspect of my life, and so that's going to be mainly where I'm leading through. Second is family. I think family is a really important thing to me and many conservatives. So when we talk about laws and society, many conservatives are concerned about what is going to affect the family unit. Third is tradition. Conservatives lean towards a more traditional vibe, if you will. So we're not so much about tearing apart the entire social constructs and ripping it all apart and starting new, because we value what generations before us have done and we find wisdom in that. And so it's like you're looking at a road and you see a big rock there, and some people may think like, okay, tear the rock out, build a fence, do all these things. But when you lean conservative, it's more like, okay, why is the rock there? Let's do a little bit more research behind that. Let's find out what the generations before us did about it. That's kind of where I lean. And so that's kind of what informs my conservative Christian attitude.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
And can I just mention one thing? Because you're conservative more
I
leaning,
wouldn't
right?
call myself conservative, but I would see myself as more kind of right-leaning on some issues. The reason for that is just simply because of, not even necessarily because of like LGBT issues, because I mean, I think it's pretty obvious my stance on that, but more so when it comes to just things like, you know, gun rights. And I'm also pretty traditionalist, you know, surprisingly, but you know, when I have like my husband, I want to just have my husband, have my kids, just have my family. And I believe, you know, as a trans woman, it's my right to do that, you know, to be like the motherly figure, go adopt my child,
Joshua's
and,
playing Skyrim
you know,
again.
raise
Thank
my
you.
family how I want to raise them, and you know, do all that. So yeah, I guess I'm, like I said, when it comes to the whole right versus left thing, I'm kind of in the middle, but you know, slightly right leaning on.
And I think you bring in a little bit more nuance, and that's what I can kind of respect, even though I may not agree with everything that you're saying, or even everything that you're saying. You're allowing nuance where I feel this prompt does not allow nuance at all, because I just feel it's so black and white sometimes in the way that things are said, specifically with you.
Hey, Nelson, thank you for gifting 5
comments.
memberships.
I just feel it's so like close-minded, and like I can hear you. I can respect that. I'm having a harder time. I'm having just a little bit harder of a time with you.
Just to give her some slack, I 100% agree with what you're saying. And I think when we're having these conversations, I mean, I have in mind, okay, you are trans individuals, your mindset through all of this is going to be from that mindset. So if I don't completely agree with what you're saying, duh, because we're on the opposite side of the spectrum. So if you're saying us, conservative, some of us are Christian, you're going to see that we believe a certain way. We wouldn't come on an episode if we didn't believe strongly about that. So you gotta give a little. And
I just want to also say that there are some trans women that are also Christian and that are also conservative and liberal. I'm very much more liberal, and so I think a lot of what you name, I think the point I want to make is a lot of that can be applied to trans women as well too. And so when we understand that our liberation is actually linked or whatnot, I feel like that these conversations can become a lot more fruitful. And that's the reason why I really asked about the whole conservative thing, because I think there's different levels to conservatism. Some are more radical. It doesn't look like y'all are that radical, thank goodness. But yeah, but for what you're giving today, in this moment right now, it's fine. It's fine. And so I think it's really important that we actually ask, what is the conservative woman? And understand that there's different types of trans women. I am probably one of the most liberal, loose trans women up here on this panel, and I'm proud of that, and so some of the same traditions and values that you have, I also have. And so that's what links us together. And so I think when we have conversations around biology and chromosomes and what's male, what's female, gender identity, all of these things or whatnot, I feel like sometimes it drifts us apart because we're not willing to listen to each other and look at the science and just understand that. And so I just wanted to bring it back to a place of unity.
Then I have a question for you. So we do get some more middle ground with each other. What do you think those shared values are?
So to me, womanhood is a social class. We are put in a hierarchy societal-wise in the way that we are objectified, the way we are sexualized in porn and on the streets by men, the way our government dictates what we can and cannot do to our bodies, the way the government withholds funding to research medical facilities and things for our bodies as well as biological women's bodies as well.
Like what?
There are many things that we overlap with. And when I look at all of you, I see the similarities before I see the differences, but I also see the struggle. I work in a...
Of course you do, because you're convinced you're the same.
I don't know exactly what, but I work with women every single day, and they tell me about the different things that happen to their body, where they have miscarriages or periods, and it is very hard to watch and listen to. And all I can do is support them and know that they have somebody to look up to. So, I mean, you can think I'm a woman or not. It doesn't really matter to me, but I see the similarity and I see you as a sister to me. If I saw you on the street, I'm going to do whatever I can to protect you, and I would hope that you would do the same thing for me. So that's just where I am.
Absolutely. And I just want to offer you that space too, because I'm not trying to go in on you, obviously. I guess I'm just curious. I'm just very
That's why I'm here.
Yo, hey, I think that's
like you said,
is Portland popping off, guys?
You're going to have severely different levels.
Yeah.
Should we switch to Portland?
Absolutely.
And religion.
Let's see what somebody said. Portland's popping off. Let's check it out. Who's live right now? Okay, Will's at Walmart.
My neighborhood. I gotta cover my face. So
Will's at Walmart. Tommy's not live. Who's saying Portland's popping off? Sparky's live.
path so the community can enjoy. They hopefully have enough of that shit.
Taylor's not live. Who's live? Somebody said Portland's popping off. A lot of people. Costin's not live. How do you know there's a lot of people? Alright, we're just gonna go back to this for now. Until Will gets there, I guess. Cam got baited, yeah, pretty much. Ayal Sapir, thank you for the subscribe.
And all these things are going to dictate the way we see things and respond to
100%.
things.
Hey friends, let's talk really quick about something that could seriously change your life if you were to ever get hurt. When you're seriously injured, whether it's a car accident, a slip, a fall, or something totally unexpected, your case could actually be worth millions. But here's the catch. Some insurance companies love to lowball you, like insultingly low. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. They are America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states. And they've been fighting for regular people for over 30 years. This is not your average law firm. Just listen to this. They recently won $12 million in Florida. That's 34 times more than the insurance offer. $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times what was originally offered. And $6.8 million in New York. Again, way more than the insurance company wanted to pay. That's real money that changes lives. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. And here's the best part.
We're playing their video. We'll let their ad play.
No upfront costs, no risk. Just real legal help when you need it the most. So if something happens, do not wait. Protect yourself. It only takes a few minutes to see if you even have a case. Did you know that you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just a click? It's so easy. You can head over to www.forthepeople.com/DAF show or just click the link in the description. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Trans women should be included in women's sports.
I'm not too informed about this topic. I kind of just get my media from. I follow an independent page that is unbiased, but I do believe, going on the whole biological thing, when it comes to that, I believe that women and men in general, they do have different structures for their bodies. They have different ways of being able to build muscle, build up their bodies.
It's a fact.
And I just believe that women should have their own section, and I feel like possibly trans women and trans men should have their own section dedicated to them, because maybe that would also give them more of a spotlight as well.
Yeah, and I can respect that. I feel like there's just not enough of us. You know what I mean?
I'm a little bit I've debated this topic a lot. If you follow me and follow my platform, and I definitely want to respond to a lot of what you're saying. First of all, I would say trans women are women. They're not men. I understand what you're saying. You're probably talking about cis men and cis women. Bodies are different. I totally agree with that. I am a personal believer that trans women do not have a competitive edge. We have trans athletes like Leah Thomas who won 5th place in swimming.
Leah Thomas won the NCAA championship. Leah Thomas was a big, burly, broad-shouldered man with a penis who changed in a locker room with women. Leah Thomas, formerly named William Thomas, swam for the men's team at UPenn, dated a girl on the women's team, and then transferred. Look at this. Look at this. Does this look like a woman to you? Chat. Does this look like a woman? Look at this. Look at those brawny shoulders. That is a man. That's a man. Are you kidding me? No competitive edge? Went from being a completely average swimmer on the men's team to being well above average on the women's team. According to Paula Scanlon, who swam on the UPenn women's swim team with Leah Thomas smashed every women's record that he competed in. Every race that he competed in, he smashed the school's record for, taking those accolades away from women. Does that look like a woman? It's probably because it's not.
Win first place. And the thing is, when it comes to trans athletes, their hormone levels have to be at a certain level to be able to participate in the first place. And a lot of the controversy with Leah Thomas was she tied in 5th place with Riley Gaines, who I'm not too fond of myself. And so it was this whole conversation around, can trans women have this competitive edge? Absolutely not. It goes back to the conversation that some women have higher levels of natural testosterone than some trans women. And we do not always have the competitive edge over cis athletes. There are plenty of trans athletes out there. Now, there's not enough for us to be able to compete in our own sports. So that's why it's important that trans women play with women in sports. Now, the reality of it is, we don't give trans men this same slack and this same mouth like we do trans women, right? And so my question always becomes, why is that? Why do conservative women not give trans men the same flack that they give trans women in sports? I would love to know the answer to that question.
So for me, I grew up playing sports. Water polo was my thing. And even now, like, I do martial arts, right? And so even in water polo, sometimes we would have to practice with the boys. And it was humbling to see the disparity between me as an 18-year-old girl, senior year on varsity, versus a 12 to 14-year-old boy. And that's not because I suck. That's because they're growing muscles, and
there's by
just
a 14-year-old boy.
When it comes down to it, you can't fight that biology. And so when I see, the argument that trans individuals should participate in women's sports specifically, and to answer your question, why are trans women targeted so much, is because trans men are not going to be winning athletic competitions against biological men, right? Biological women are the ones.
With that. Patricio, what's Patricio's last name?
It is about
He's won a couple
900
of boxing matches against cis men. Patricio Emmanuel, I think that's his last name.
But
yes.
What the
few
heck?
and far between, right? And so when we're thinking about
What's
somebody,
that doing in there?
especially after they've gone through puberty, they have the muscle mass of a biological man, they have the lung capacity of a biological man, they have the bone density of a biological man.
Everybody's size, everybody's body chemistry is actually different. You cannot actually measure the size of somebody's heart, somebody's lungs to be able to determine that. There are some cis women who have a higher agility than trans women. Because again, Leah Thomas only got 5th place. These trans women are not getting first place across the board. And so I just want to make sure that we're not being intellectually dishonest about people's body chemistry. It is a case-by-case basis. All trans women, all women are not made the same.
I would really love to hear the rest of what you were trying to say.
Yeah, so I just think when it comes down to it, we can say there's an outlier here and there, or there's an outlier where a transgender woman matches the hormone levels. But when we're looking at the averages of a group, a biological man is always going to beat out a biological woman. And so when we talk about, right, like feminism and everything, and like giving women opportunities,
but trans women does not start with biology. It's gender identity.
Just let me finish this one point. For like feminists, I don't know if you like proclaim yourself as feminists, but I would think that a big part of feminism is giving women opportunities. A big part of a lot of girls like me and friends that I have was getting scholarships in sports to go to college. That's how a lot of my friends were even able to go and pursue a degree. And so when they're being beat out, there's like 900 instances globally where trans women have beat out
resources. I don't think so. And if your feminism does not include trans women, it's very problematic. I just want you to know that.
That's there's many instances where trans women
there's
beat
no
out
problem.
and that's a sad
There is literally no problem in excluding trans women from feminism. Feminism is the advocacy for women. Right? If you are advocating for women, why would you advocate that men take over women's spaces? You want women to be equal to men. You don't want men to invade women's spaces, including trans women. Trans women in general is the antithesis of feminism. It's the antithesis. It's the opposite, the inverse. It subverts feminism. It works against it. It's counterintuitive. Oh, let's help out the women by letting men with penises in their locker rooms, by allowing men with penises to spike volleyballs at their heads and crack their skulls open, to beat them up in MMA matches, to beat them in swim races, to crush all the records at their schools, take the accolades away from real women. Let's do that to help women out. This couldn't get better for women if we do this for them. Allow men to invade their spaces. That's what we should do for feminism. It's the antithesis. No real feminist would want this.
We love to know those resources.
Well, you mentioned Leah Thomas. I know you said that Leah Thomas tied with Riley
She would have
Gaines.
got 438th if she was competing against
Right,
other
and
men.
so that's what we're talking about when we say like those opportunities are taken, and I'm sure you believe that Leah Thomas should be in there, but that's one
So
spot
what
that
about
could
the
have
first
been
four
given to a
women that
biological
beat
woman.
Leah Thomas and Riley Gaines? So what about those women? They were cis women. They were biological women. They were not. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's not interrupt a black trans woman when she's speaking. Leah Thomas got 5th place.
But you do interrupt.
I know,
Leah
typically,
Thomas got 5th place.
devil's advocate. You guys interrupted a million times.
So
When
much
the black
more.
trans, when the only black person is on set, when the only black person's on
What
set,
does that
I think
matter?
that we should prioritize the black voice.
No,
Erica.
I
I'm
know.
just saying.
Why?
No, if you
Also,
say that we're
are
all
we being
women and we're all
racist?
equal, then
I
why,
didn't bring racist
today?
then why
I
does
but that's not fair.
black make you any different?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me powerful.
My voice is more important because I'm black.
So I'll keep it short and sweet. but at
Evidently,
the
it
end of the
doesn't
day,
make you powerful if you have to
I really
cry
believe
that you're not
in
getting time to
giving
talk.
as many opportunities as possible, and if you come from an athletic background, you know how hard young girls work all throughout their young adult lives to get to be in a Division I college athletic spot. And so when we have these opportunities torn from young women, whether it's 1st place or 5th place, it's a sad thing. And many of you self-proclaimed feminists, you say that you stand for uplifting women, but at the end of the day, biologically, you are male, and so that is sad that you're taking that spot, or you're advocating for taking that
I
spot
would
away from a
appreciate
biological female.
the respect.
I don't think they
What
know
did
how
I
to
say
give
wrong?
the
No,
respect.
well, some of them
What did I say
do.
wrong?
Some of them are being respectful.
You're a trans woman, you're biologically male. Is any of that wrong? Okay.
First of
So
all,
I feel like I've been respectful.
no, again, trans women start with gender identity, not biology, because cis people, when it comes to that conversation, it's more about cis people matching with their biology. I just want us to
Nelson,
get
thank you so
past
much
that.
for gifting
Stop
the
reducing
memberships.
trans women down to biology. This
I
makes no sense.
think
That's what
I
makes
think
the
in this
conversation so rough.
topic of conversation, when you're talking about sports, it has a lot
I
to do
think
with
you're absolutely
biology.
incorrect, and that's the thing. I can sit here and show statistics to you all day long. Leah Thomas got 5th place. She did not get
No
first
way, I
place.
just
There are
fucking
4
jacked her shield
biological
like
women
that.
beat Leah Thomas and Riley Gaines. So your point is minute to me. I'm sorry, but
think
please,
the-
one of y'all can go ahead and jump in there, please.
Okay, so I will say where I think you guys are gonna disagree with me on a little bit on this is where I definitely think there's a lot of sports trans women 100% can compete in that they don't have an advantage. Like I always saw conservatives.
John
getting
Paul,
mad
thank you
about
for becoming a
darts
member.
competition. And it's like, why are we getting mad about a trans woman in darts? There's nothing that's gonna give her an advantage. And it was unisex. It wasn't like anything. They were mad because her opponent was a woman, a cis woman, or
Hey, thank you for becoming a
just
member.
Video terms, but so, I will say, I think this debate does get silly in some points. I think it does go too far in some points. But then I will agree that there is some sports where there definitely is an advantage.
Joyce Decker, thank you for becoming a
with Leah
member.
Thomas, before transition, she was 400th something, and then post-transition, now she's 5th in women's. And there are women who definitely can beat her. And the problem with that is, as you said, we're going on an average sort of basis here, so we can't really let the outliers determine everything else. So I will, like I said, I think it can get a little silly when it comes to certain things, but I definitely see the point of biology mattering into some points. Like, I don't think and I'm sure some of the girls here could compete in like a men's league in any capacity. Like, I would literally get my ass whooped in men's and women's, but at the same time, we're also not every single trans woman. Like, we are not the 4 monolith of trans women. So there's obviously for each one of us here, there's going to be 100 behind us, and they're all different. And so going based on, an outlier here, I don't really think that's necessarily the call.
I kind of just wanted to throw this in the middle, more so like a personal thing, to kind of think about as well. I feel like what we also need to consider is trans women that are on estrogen as well, because we're talking about hormones and everything, and I feel like when that is thought about, we also kind of need to include that. And if that makes sense.
Why?
100%. Because hormones don't actually change the biology or the physical makeup.
That's not what we're saying. We're not even saying that.
Yeah, but she's saying that, and I'm saying that.
She isn't saying that. She's saying that the hormones affect our.
I'm like
and they
kind of
do
like
affect our
throwing it out
biology.
there.
No, I like really don't. I'm like, if there's very few hills I will ever die on, genuinely for me, and I will say this as respectful as I can, this is one. I'm sure besides you, I really am friends with these people. I work in the space with them. I am at Fox News where I'm watching little girls come in and they are competing. I have made a lot of anti-women content in the past, I will say. I try to be as pro-women as possible now. And this is the only hill, if anything, I will die on. I truly believe the sports need to always be separated to, at the end of the day, protect women. I cannot allow the 1% to take over the 99%.
I'll tell you, I don't agree with this capitulation here. Men are not women. Men do not belong in women's spaces at all. And not only that, don't tell them they're women. They're not. Don't allow them that kernel of falsity. If you run with the idea that they're actually for real, they're actually really women, if you let them run with that, they will then use it to justify to do the things that you're telling them they can't do. Right? That's my problem. Do not lie. Do not let them get away with lying. They are not men, they are women.
I hope that came off as respectful as possible.
Hello.
Screw being respectful.
Dr. Michelle Daff.
If the truth isn't respectful, I don't care.
Producing these meaningful conversations on the Dr. Daff Show. However, they are very costly to produce with our large team, equipment, audio, studio, and cast, and everything else that goes on behind the scenes. If you've been enjoying these thought-provoking conversations and want to support what we're doing here, I would love for you to check out my fragrance brand, Fine Forever. Fine Forever is more than just a fragrance brand. It is a celebration of faith, purpose, and beauty. Currently have 3 signature scents, each inspired by a unique Bible scripture, and has with its own story and meaning. First, we have 2911, inspired by the scripture.
We're going to play their ads just because we are using their content.
It is a delicate yet vibrant fragrance that combines lush florals with soft, sweet undertones. It is a celebration of gratitude and the blessings that unfolds when we walk in faith. Next is Silent Storm, inspired by Psalm 107, 28, and 29. It is a bold, captivating scent that balances strength and serenity. With warm woods and a touch of spice, it is a reminder to find peace and purpose, even in life's storms. And lastly, we have Mustard Seed, inspired by Matthew 17:20. It is a fresh and uplifting fragrance inspired by faith and growth. It opens with bright citrus and soft florals, symbolizing the beauty of small beginnings and the incredible potential within. Every purchase directly supports this show and helps us to keep bringing you meaningful content. So if you're looking for a signature scent that not only smells amazing, but also carries a message of faith and empowerment, then you can visit fineforever.com and shop now. Your support means the world to me, and I truly believe that these fragrances will bless you as much as they've blessed me. The transgender movement is imposing its ideology on the younger generation.
Yes, they are, for sure.
Okay, so personally, I don't think it's the transgender movement imposing its ideology on kids so much more as
it's individuals imposing the transgender movement.
Act on behalf of the transgender movement, trying to kind of do the whole,
yes.
I guess, speak over us, speak for us. You know, we have a lot of people who.
Oh, I'm actually agreeing with this one. Wow,
very weird, gross things to kids or about kids, and then they'll claim trans. But at the end of the day, like a lot of trans women really don't hold I don't know. We're not. How do I say it? Perverted in that way. When someone talks about a kid, openly talks about a kid's genitalia in a place full of kids, and then they're talking about, oh, well, I'm representative of trans women. Well, no, you're not, because most trans women that I know, none of you ladies would ever even think about doing something so disgusting. And so, do I think it's the transgender movement imposing its ideology? No, because I also think at some point, you can't force someone cis or trans, but I will say I think you can make someone think something about themselves, a young impressionable kid. But at the end of the day, I really don't think that's on the trans movement, and I don't think you should judge all of trans people for that mistake, because similarly back in the day there was a lot of propaganda about gay men doing that, and we now completely agree gay men don't really do that, and we're kind of sliding back on that a bit due to some cases. But I think it's kind of unfair to put the entire trans space onto that they're grooming kids or whatever bubble, even if I've said and I've protested about certain things like that, and I do agree about things like that. Still, I haven't changed my mind on that. However, I just don't think it's all of the trans community's fault, and I don't think trans people as a whole should be punished and suffer because of the actions of a few weirdo people who get
I just
blown
want to be accepted. Like, I just want to be received the way that I've always meant to be received. I'm not here to take anything away from you guys. I uplift. I love women.
Thank you, by the way, because I don't feel that from a lot of gay men, trans, whatever it is. I feel so much hate.
A lot of people. I mean, I've seen a couple of the stuff that you've done. I was a little hesitant when I first saw you. I was a little worried.
That's everyone. Okay.
But I'm seeing the nuance a little
Dave,
bit.
thanks for subscribing.
And what I wanted coming in here today was to be able to have a conversation about trans women and conservative women, and hopefully we can find a middle ground somewhere. I want you guys to keep everything that you have and more. I want you guys to have all of your bodily autonomy, everything, all of that. I also want the right to mine. And just because you don't understand my experience doesn't mean that I should have it taken away or diminished because of the opposite side, I guess.
Can I just say that trans women just mind their own business? We literally are trying to live
That
our
is
lives
not true.
each and every day, trying to
You
survive
know
in a
damn
world
well that's
that
not
wants to
true.
take us out. We're not trying to push ideologies on anyone. We're literally minding our own business.
That is
I think
so
a lot
not
of-
true.
and I'm not
Here,
saying y'all
you know,
do this, but I think a lot of conservative
trans
folks
women just mind our own business. Here you are, not minding your own business literally right now. What are you talking about?
to use propaganda against us to make it seem like we're pushing this narrative that we want little kids to transition and that we want to do this and want
You
to do
do!
that. That's not it. We're literally just trying to survive, and I think sometimes this rhetoric does put us against y'all, and I see past that for the most part. I don't see trans women as an ideology. We're real. We're right here in front of you. Whether you agree with our experience or not, we're here right here before you. And we are just trying to live our normal lives. So many rights are being taken away from us little by little. And I just want to make very clear, the same way transphobia affects me, it could affect each and every one of you too. When you go in the bathroom, somebody assumes that you're trans and you experience violence from men because of this whole narrative that has been put on trans women. Because there are some trans women who are just as passable as you all are, even more. And so I just want us to be made aware. Going back to what I said earlier, our liberation is tied. And I just want you to know, trans women like us, we're just minding our own business. We're not trying to push ideology on anything. And like you said, me trying to live my life should not take anything away from y'all. And you're living your life should not take anything away from me. And so I just think that...
But you...
Getting to a place of...
You pretending to be a woman and people like you pretending to be a woman does take something away from actual women. Right? Like Leah Thomas breaking all the records at the University of Pennsylvania. Those are records that were held by women, that were stripped from them by a man. When Riley Gaines came in farther back in place than she would have, that was taken away from her by a man. Okay? When women have to change in a locker room with a naked man with a penis, a man who previously dated a woman on that swim team, that is taking something away from women. There's none of this, we don't want to take anything from you, and you don't want to take... No. You do take from other people. You do burden other people. Pretending that you are a man is an issue for everyone else around you. Okay? You're not a man. You are a human. You are a person. You are not dehumanized. We're not pretending you don't exist. You do exist. People who think they're women when they're not do exist. Those people exist. Transgender people exist. But transgender simply means a person pretending to be something they are not. Transgenderism is false. You cannot be a man. Do not give them the inch. There is none of this, well, I'll respect you here, and it's in. No. You're a man. That is the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. Lying does more harm than good.
And understanding nuance is what helps us make the conversation better.
Place of nuance, yes. I think there's a middle ground.
There's
for
no
me.
nuance.
I mean, if you were to ask me my opinion on your lifestyle as a conservative Christian, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more on a certain side. But I think where the middle ground can be is on the topic of children. I feel it's very similar for many conservative Christians. Is the topic of children gender transitioning is just tough. It's tough for me to swallow because for the research I've done and the things that I've seen, I think that there's no reason why if a child is expressing gender dysphoria that we should not wait until they are of the age of consent, the same age that we use to vote, ages to get children that get tattoos, it's 21 to drink. Something that's far more drastic like changing your sex organs, like doing gender reassignment surgeries. I think we should wait.
Are you okay with age 16, 17? Because that's usually the age.
Well, I'm just using those as examples for things that we allow children to do that are far less drastic than getting a gender reastatement surgery.
People don't do these things at 17, 18.
Huh?
Or 16,
if
17.
we could agree on 18, I'd be happy.
18 is fine, but I think in some states it's 16 or 17. So I was wondering, is that okay compared? Because it's not like 7, 8, 9-year-olds. It's not that. It's more 16, 17.
Yeah, I was just about to say, actually, I feel like I offer a really unique perspective because I had expressed since I could speak that I was a girl. Again, I grew up in a very conservative household with two relatively conservative parents. I didn't know a single gay person. I didn't know a single trans person. In fact, some of that ideology was pushed against me. And I started transitioning medically when I was 24. So I waited a really long time. I expressed my gender identity through the things that I wore and my.
I'm Warrior. Thank you for the sub.
In my appearance, but I waited to make that decision, and if I would have had the opportunity, it probably would have saved me from a lot of things like eating disorder treatments and self-harm and mental health crises. Because to be quite transparent with you guys, since I've come out as trans and I've owned my truth and I've started medically transitioning, everything's gone up. Every single thing. I mean, I've gotten more confident. I'm getting promotions at work. I have more of a drive and a desire to be a part of a functioning society.
That's great.
And I do respect that. But we do have to look at the fact that in the curriculum in public schools today,
offer a really unique, probably would have saved me from a lot of things. And Scarlett and Chris
Archware, but pedophile would have
medically a woman, you know what I'm saying? So I just really want it to be expressed across the board that
I don't know where we were.
There are people like me and like Blossom and stuff.
But does it matter if you're more confident and your life is better now? Because the studies repeatedly show that the suicide rate and the suicidality is higher after surgery, after transition. Higher amongst adults by multiple times over who have had gender reassignment surgery than it is with people who have not.
Scarlett and Chrissy that have our experiences as trans women, and it's genuine. It's something real that we went through, and I wouldn't discount your guys' womanhood. I would just hope the same from y'all. I don't expect you to agree, but
can I speak on the whole childhood thing? As someone who's kind of not really for kids transitioning, I think what my take on it is when it comes to the whole grooming thing. What a huge problem in the community is the fact that I will say
it's the grooming. That's the huge problem
when they do bad behavior. I'll say the gay men community, looping it back to that, they definitely were on top of that when that was a thing. When a sort of harsh word, but pedophile, when a pedophile came out, and everyone was like, "That's a gay man," because he went after little boys. The gay men community were like, that he's not gay. He could live his whole life as a gay man. The second he does that, he is not gay. He is completely separate from us.
Well, he is gay. He's a gay pedophile.
I think there is a bit of a more need to further it, but part of the reason why predators would even come here is the fact that I think a lot of kids can feel pushed away from their families or something, so they're looking for a community that will accept them, that will do this. And that doesn't mean you have to say oh, exactly, you're completely right on everything, this is the correct way. But I would say, if your kid came up to you and was like, hey, I'm feeling this sort of way, actually sit down. Why are you feeling that way? And actually talk and understand what it is. Because
you guys are crazy.
You never know. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. Who knows? But as long as they know that you're there for them and that you're going to love them, then they're not going to seek that from anyone else, another adult, you know.
Yeah, I was 20 when I transitioned, but here's the thing though, and I just want to affirm a few things you were saying. I understand your uncomfortability because there's a lot of folks, I think, on both sides that are very uncomfortable. But, you know, I'm definitely for a trans child being able to get their gender affirming care because there is a whole process with it. Like, you have to have a medical evaluation. You do have to be a certain age anyways to be able to have surgeries or whatnot.
Surgery. I'm familiar with the process.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm glad that you are because there's a lot of folks that have not. And so the thing is, a trans child can just transition socially and not have anything medically done or just mentally or environmentally. And so I just want to also bring that to the space too, because I think sometimes people just think that trans kids are just having surgeries at young age, like 7, 8, 9. And I know on the conservative side, a lot of these conservative influencers have run off that propaganda. And I just want to say that's not necessarily what's happening. Like you have to, like the doctor has to approve that the child can go through this. Like the therapist, they have to see a therapist to make sure this is what you want.
I understand.
You have to talk to the parents. Like there's a
in
whole
best
process
case scenarios, if you're going to do something as severe as that, I would hope that there was a therapist involved. I would hope that there's different medical counsel. When you say gender affirming care, at first it seems like you were on board with not doing anything to a child until they're 18. Now I'm hearing gender affirming care, which to my understanding is hormone blockers, right? So you're giving hormone blockers to pause puberty, but then it's always usually, most of the time, it's followed up by giving like testosterone or estrogen, which we know has effects on the body, right?
Permanent effects.
Puberty is the most important time for a young person, right? It's crazy. Everything is changing. When you're doing puberty blockers, you are doing real damage to a young adult.
They're reversible.
It is irreversible.
But to your point though, I just want to clarify.
And so it's just you're saying gender affirming care, but those are irreversible things, especially when they're done over spans of years. It affects things like fertility, bone density, and all those things. So
we also have to acknowledge that there are some cis children that are also on puberty blockers as well too, because of health risk. Because there's something called precocious puberty, where little kids are coming into puberty a lot faster, and so for health reasons they're also able to use those puberty blockers as well too. And so that's kind of what I mean about
gender. But not for the extended time that a child who was trans would. A child who is trans. Precocious puberty.
It just really depends because we don't. But when I say gender affirming care, though, I'm not necessarily just talking just about.
So the difference is that's a medical necessity to allow the child to go through its natural bodily processes. Whereas with trans children, you're giving them gender-affirming care, usually coerced by an adult, to cause them to do their body to do something that's not normal, not natural, to make them look different aesthetically, to affirm a mental illness. In no other situation do we affirm mental illness in that way.
Listen, it could be therapy. It could be just having a support system. That could be a part of that as well, too. So it's a very broad and expanded thing. And I think what I was just trying to say was it's not just about surgeries.
Yeah.
It's just not. And I think that's where I have to say, because like I said earlier, you have to be a certain age to even get the surgeries, but like having a social circle, having a lot of support, and having therapy is a part of that gender affirming care. I mean, I am pro, having a support system with the parents, with the child, and I've also heard that there's some trans kids that don't want to talk to their parents about it because it's not safe to. And I also want to bring that into the picture for the trans youth that can't talk to their parents, that don't feel supported. So yeah.
So in 2022, I ran for a school board. I'm in Orange County, California, and I extensively researched all of the curriculum. And I know that earlier in the conversation, you guys said that you don't push your ideologies onto anybody. You guys just want to live your lives. And I do respect that. But we do have to look at the fact that in the curriculum in public schools today, there is trans ideology and LGBTQ ideology that is pushed in the curriculum.
Wash, thank you for the sub.
In Marxism. And that's creating a lot of... No, I'm talking.
What's funny about that?
Okay, girl.
So you haven't researched it then.
What is Marxism?
Yeah,
what is Marxism, honey?
Yeah, so it's creating this suicidal ideation in children. And if it's true, trans
I can argue this
kids,
about Christian values.
Yeah, trans kids are 35 to 50%
Do you know
more
why trans
likely.
kids are more likely to kill themselves?
That's what I'm
Because you deny
saying.
basic things to them. They can't even play sports with their friends, girl.
So, but is it they're committing suicide because they can't play sports, or is it because they're trans? Having gender dysphoria.
How would you feel as a
already
child
putting
if
yourself-
people told if they told you every single day you were wrong and nothing about you is real? They constantly denied you spaces. You were not allowed to play in sports. Like these, have you ever met a trans child?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I have.
And-
I work with several.
Okay,
I've worked
that's
with
great.
50 plus children who are trans. And you know what they like to do? They like to play with their friends. They like to play kickball. They like to go swimming. They like to be children. If you met a trans child, you would not think anything about them being trans. It doesn't matter to them. They just want to be children.
Well, I think about how it's sad that they've been told that their body they were born in is not enough. You know, a child might be born with
that.
Okay, so I'll
Literally,
finish.
who told them that?
Okay, so
I grew up in a rural area.
So you were a child, right? And you said that you were a girl. And I'm sure somewhere along the line, somebody or social media affirmed that and said to
Nobody
you, you're
affirmed
not
that for me. You're
Okay.
talking out of an experience that
At
you have.
some point.
Hey, babe, listen to me clear. Nobody affirmed that for me, I promise. Years and years and years and years of therapy and self-discovery and myself is what brought me to that. Promise.
Blair White is literally one of my favorite people. I'm not like, obviously, here's the thing.
I like Blair too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but at no point you can be like, you're anti anything. I live in West Hollywood, like, be for real. I would go live in fucking Texas, okay? But it's like, at the end of the day, we need to find some sort of common ground. My common ground would be like the one thing in WeHo I cannot stand.
Craig, thank
is
you for the sub.
The flags. American flag represents all of us. It's all of
It
us.
does not. Not if you're black.
That-
Not if
Oh
you're black.
my
So
lord.
yes, so that would be
Not
my
black.
let's
Not if
cut
you're
that
black,
shit out.
honey.
American flag.
You don't live
I don't
the
like
black
seeing ugly
experience.
flags
You
all
don't know what you're
upside
talking
down.
about.
I know.
If you don't think the American flag represents black people, then go to Africa. You live in this country. You are a social media, what's her name? Blossom? I've met her. Okay? You're an affluent dressing influencer who regularly goes on big name shows. If you think the flag of this country does not represent you and this country hates you, then leave.
Move on. Let's move on.
But also, I'm confused. You work with 50
Let's move on.
trans children. Isn't that like kind of crazy? There's all these trans children. That was not a thing when I was growing up.
Across the country. They come from Idaho. They come from Ohio. They come from
You're
Utah.
disconnected,
I'm the most
honey.
open one. I'm just saying that's kind of crazy to me that there's all these trans children because I
there's
don't
not
know
that
even children that
many.
is
More
trans.
openness now, you know.
And they all come to one area for fun to meet people like them.
No, that's good. I'm not even like
Conservative
putting
women
that
are an
down.
oxymoron to me. There's a lot
I just
of
think that's a
okay.
lot. Is that not kind of
That's
crazy?
really not that much compared to billions of biological children who are comfortable with their gender.
Conservative women are an oxymoron.
Well, they should be.
The middle ground, I think we can at least come to some degree, is that actual medicalization on kids too young to be able to consent to something as serious as that is wrong.
I believe everyone should be addressed by their chosen pronouns.
No.
I don't really think that this is a debatable topic. I think that that's a basic bare minimum of how trans people should be treated.
Well, I
I
disagree
don't really
with
have
that.
anything to say. I just think that it's a bare minimum, and if it's that difficult for you to respect a trans person's pronouns, I think you should probably go do some internal work on yourself.
I just want to add,
I don't lie to people.
I agree with you completely.
I've done the internal work. Because I used to do it.
feel like
I used to call
respect-
people by their pronouns. Okay? I used to do it. I did the internal work. I don't lie to people anymore.
Needs to be like just something, like just a common staple. Like, we should not be fighting with each other so much. Like, America, our first foundation is supposed to be respect. This is kind of off topic, but I rave. I believe in plur. Peace, love, unity, respect. I have it tattooed on me. I believe everybody should just respect each other. And I feel like that's not a hard concept. It's simple, it's easy, and it only gets difficult when it just trying to think. It only becomes difficult
when
if
politics
it's
get in the way. Like when politics get in the way.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I think it's a matter of politeness, and politeness is personal. Like, I'm getting to know you guys now and gaining a respect for you coming on the show and sharing how you feel, and that's personal. So I would like to be polite and speak to you and address you how you'd like to be, addressed. But I feel like compelled speech where we have to address any trans person by their pronouns that we don't know is government overreach. So 100%. I think there has to be that personal relationship and not a forced
Way to go,
speech.
11. Thank you for the sub.
Forced to call any trans person by their pronouns because there are so many. I think right now we're at 72 or 73 different genders. There are some that I read that's spelled ZE or XA and do people even know what those are? How can everyone keep track of all of them?
Why do we need to know, though? Like, if you came up to me and said, can you call me Sock? Work. I will gladly call you Sock if it makes you happy. And I'm going to be honest, like, I don't even really care.
You know why? You're not a sock.
He, him. I'm very secure with who I am. I'm very secure with who I surround myself with. And I believe it's your right to say whatever you want, sure. And I believe it's your right to deal with the consequences that come with saying whatever you want. That's completely fine. I just think the topic is really weird to go out of your way to make somebody feel upset or sad about themselves when they're just being like, can you please call me this thing?
That's not what I said.
Wait, I don't believe in going out of your way to disrespect people, but I'm sorry. If I see Millie Tino, that is a man. I'm calling him a man. That is, by the way, the worst representation of trans people. He is a... Legally, I can't say, but starts with a he in my mind. But that is a dude, and I'm calling it he, him.
If you feel like she is the worst, I'm going to say she. If you feel like she's the worst trans person, that's your opinion. Yeah, but the reality of it is, you learned pronouns when you were in first grade English class. You use pronouns every single day. It's not to your point. But here's the thing. To your point, though, because I think you bring up an interesting point about the expansiveness of pronouns, right? But the reality of it is, there's different types. There's the subject pronouns, the object pronouns, the possessive pronouns, the interrogative pronouns. Like, you use yours and mine each and every day. And so what I'm saying is, I agree with those that say that they just want basic respect. And it seems like you have the respect. Yeah. You're there. So I think with me, it's kind of confusing because you sit here and you just told us that you want to be polite and address us the way we want to. That's what trans people just want you to do.
And I don't think we're talking about government override. I think we're talking about like kind of what you said, honestly.
Yeah.
Like personal politeness.
Or in the workplace, I don't want to be forced to call somebody something absolutely ridiculous. It's like, I think we should just keep the two. He and she.
But that's not
him
your choice.
And her.
That's not really your choice.
Well, it's just,
I hear you.
Yeah,
I really hear you.
Well, it actually. Well, hold up. Actually, it is our choice. It actually is completely our choice because we're the ones you're asking to use the pronouns. It's totally our choice. It's our choice to choose whether or not we use them, and we're choosing not to.
So I mean, you just said like you're not allowed to change that, but the trans movement, the entire thing is trying to change what has been for thousands of years. And at the end of the day, I mean, I have my beliefs. I don't think we should have to change all of society for a supposed 1% of the population. And I believe that for many other things. I have my own trials and tribulations, but I don't think the world should have to cater to me just because of my specific niche issues. You know what I mean?
But you should be respected for your pronouns.
Absolutely.
You deserve respect.
I don't think I've used any wrong pronouns here today, but I don't think I should have to. I think if I were to use the pronouns that you don't
actually,
want me
she
to
has
use,
used the wrong
then,
pronouns.
You know what? Tough.
She's using preferred pronouns.
They get to reap the consequences of that.
But what are the consequences? Wait. This is extremely important. If she calls you he, him, what are the consequences? Because to me, that sounds like a threat. It does sound like a threat.
So
and that's an issue if it's a threat.
Well, here's the thing, though. Let's address that. It's not necessarily a threat, but there are consequences for your actions. So if you were to do that in the workplace, if you were to misgender me, that would be considered transphobia, and that is against company policy. And so little stuff like that, whether you agree with that or not, little stuff like that matters. So when she was saying that, it doesn't mean a threat.
No.
It means that in certain situations,
that's not
there could be consequences.
No, I mean, like, I don't have to engage.
Where your side.
No, thank you for clarifying that.
No, for sure.
Thank you for clarifying that. As a woman, the first thing I think, being on guard all the time, is like, oh, you're now threatening my safety as a woman, and that would freak me out.
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
So
I think
as
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, as the only person who did the downvote, I actually think I agree much more with you than anyone here. For example, if someone comes up to me and they tell me, refer to me as sock, I'm gonna, be like internally, okay, whatever. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure, why not, sock. But at the end of the day, I don't think it should be, as you said, legally allowed. But I know some people. I'm in group chats. I'm in group chats with guys, and like, let's say 5 of them are like, oh, you're pretty. Then they know I'm a guy, and then they're like, oh, you're a fucking, you're a dude, he, him, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. You guys are gay. Who cares? And then it's like, everyone else in there is like, oh, she, her, whatever. So then I can just ignore the people who are like he, him, whatever. Like, okay, you guys are doing that intentionally. You're going to call me one thing, and then as soon as you find out I'm trans, you're going to completely back on it, and then, go back to he, him. Like, I think that's a little ridiculous and silly, but at the end of the day,
no, it's because they didn't know. Whatever. You were deceiving them. That's the problem.
To not really care. And when it comes to the whole,
I would call into question their IQs if you were able to deceive them.
I think if you're intentionally going out of your way to try to hurt someone and to try to bully someone, then yeah, I do think that there is going to be a little bit of consequences. Not necessary, but like if you come up to someone, like let's say I'm at work and then someone comes up to me, accidentally thinks I'm a guy, I'm not going to be like, oh, HR, come fire this person. Yeah, so like that's just my take on it.
I kind of feel like you guys would, though. I feel like you would.
No.
He's so rude.
No,
come on.
No, there are people that are trying. Well, that's the thing. People try.
I feel like you're waiting for it.
When a trans woman can tell when somebody is genuinely trying. If you're genuinely trying to learn and trying to grow, I'm not going to penalize you for that. But I think it's when it comes to being malicious. That's the problem.
Yeah, I work in customer service. So, I mean, I work with people every single day. So it does happen, I think it's about intent. And I think that's a really good place to kind of bring that is like, if I know somebody just is like confused, there's been plenty of situations. Like I'm earlier in my transition. I am going to offer grace and I'm going to offer space. Now, I bring nuance. Like if it's intentional, you can often see, especially if you correct somebody, which I'm going to be so honest, I normally won't. Like, I'm not going to be, I don't care. Like, I just feel we should be respected where we're at. And going kind of back to what I said about the consequences, I really did just mean I don't have to engage with you. Like,
it sounded like you wanted to meet her outside.
No, that's how it sounded to me, and that's why I was like, that's an issue.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm clarifying.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I just don't, I wouldn't engage with you. Yeah. If I was met there,
Can I just say too, I mean, obviously you're not going to agree, I do not believe in protected speech for everybody. I do not believe in hate speech. I don't believe in any of that. It's either no speech to me or all speech. So for me, the fact that I could be working with a trans woman, and if this guy was like, hey baby or whatever to me, like women have been through hell in the workplace since like the dawn of time. I think of that my personal experience. So it's like the fact that I could like accidentally misgender someone and then they could go to HR and I could lose my job as a woman, to me is so crazy. Yeah, so legally I couldn't get behind that.
Yeah, and like to me, I do agree. I think that, like I said, if it is an accident, then yeah, that's wrong. But I think if you're maliciously, and there's, like she said, you can tell when someone's kind of being malicious about it, even if you don't correct them. Sometimes the people like stare at you and then they'll say it, or like, I work in customer service too. I worked a shift manager at one point, and I had some woman come up and like screaming in my face. This was during COVID era. Calling me like, I can't tell if you're a fucking man or a woman or this, that, because my voice is the way it is. My voice is T, and but when I have my hair fully back, I'm giving forehead. So obviously it's
gonna be. I get called trans 5,000 times a day.
I can believe it.
No,
and the same way, the same way you said that
literally 5,000. Go to my comment section.
And the same way that you said women's safety, it's also trans women's safety.
Blossom
too.
is just saying that to make herself feel better.
Approach us and may not always know the tea, and so we also experience that same harassment that you do experience as well too. You know what I mean?
I just want us to be equally protected. I don't want someone to have extra benefits. That's all I mean. Like if I'm getting harassed, you're getting harassed, I want it dealt with HR the same way. I don't want to be like, wait,
like if someone's coming up and calling me a fucking man predator, stay out, then you want to be taken serious.
Denying trans people healthcare is a human rights violation.
Nobody wants to deny them health care. Okay.
Now I'm curious.
I don't think that anybody should be denied health.
We're not, nobody's advocating that you deny transgender people health care. What we're saying is that if a doctor had a schizophrenic patient and he told that patient, the voices in your head are real. If he had a bulimic patient and he said, you are fat, you should continue binging and purging. If he had an anorexic patient and he said, you are fat, and gave her a dietary plan to lose weight, he would lose his job. He would lose his medical license, and he would probably go to jail. Okay? This is no different. The suicide rate for transgender people post-op is higher than it is before operation. Martin, thank you for the $2 super chat. Half of them are dudes. Half of them are dudes. Half of them are women. It's trans women versus conservative women. So what we're simply saying is you can do whatever you want with your body. We don't care as long as it hurt anybody else's rights. But it should not be legal for a doctor to pretend to change somebody's gender in a situation where it's been proven that that person is going to be more likely to kill themselves afterwards. Shouldn't be allowed to do that. You don't affirm mental illnesses. You treat them. And transitioning somebody is not treatment for being transgender. Go to therapy.
Care. I don't think that the healthcare between men and women are the same, or cis women, trans women. It's between men and women.
We still think you should be allowed to go to the doctor's office and get your checkups and get surgeries for medical necessities if you need them in the same way that everybody else can. We're just saying that it's medical malpractice for the doctor to gut you and cut your genitals off.
Everyone should have the opportunity to get healthcare. I don't feel like it should be subsidized for trans people. I don't feel like in the military they're paying for sex change operations and gender affirming care. I don't believe that should be the case at all. But if it's the same type of healthcare that we all need, like we get the flu, we break our arm, we need glasses, I don't feel like anybody should be discriminated for basic human rights. We all deserve basic human rights, but I don't think that one side deserves more or special care than any of the other.
Can I ask for clarification?
Yeah, what would you like clarified? Which part?
So it's because I was on board, but I see kind of what you're doing, like dancing around gender healthcare, and for me that is a life-saving.
There's no such thing.
And that's not.
And it's not life-saving.
Opinion, really.
It's not life-saving. People are more likely to kill themselves after they get this surgery. Okay, I can pull up a couple studies right now. Okay. There was the Karolinska Institute Sweden study in 2011 where they found that persons who were transgender after sex reassignment had considerably higher risks for mortality, suicidal behavior, and psychiatric morbidity than the general population or people who had not received trans-affirming surgery. The TriNet X Multi-Systems EMR study of 2023, they looked at 90 million patients over 96 U.S. healthcare organizations and compared adults with and without gender-affirming care. They found that adults with recorded gender-affirming surgery had 12 times higher rates of suicide attempts and risks than those who did not. It was 3.47% versus 0.29%. The Danish nationwide cohort was a study that was conducted between 1980 and 2021. They published it in 2023. Found the same thing, that people post-op, transgender people, after they received surgery, were more likely to kill themselves. Not less likely. It's not life-saving. Their argument that it's life-saving hinges on this idea that if they get the surgery, they won't kill themselves, which is ultimately a choice, no matter how you look at it. Right? But it's not even true. The premise is false. It's a false premise.
So you believe that we should be, where I think the prompt is more directed into like, should trans people have access to trans healthcare?
Like, should you be allowed to transition, you know, things like that. And on that note, you brought the military. That's why I thought it was very silly when people were like, oh, well, we shouldn't allow it because it's so expensive, it's draining our money. Well, let's put it in this perspective. Trans healthcare, when it comes to government insurance, makes up about, I think, $13 million versus Viagra getting sent to soldiers makes up $44 million. And I think as long as you're talking about helping soldiers get erections overseas, the idea that a trans woman shouldn't be allowed to have
Martin,
HRT
thank you for the $5 super chat.
spending, like,
Wish people would use
you
the
know,
gamete
maybe if we
arguments.
cut
Me
down
too.
on like a million other things that are being completely overshadowed on, then I would be like, I wouldn't be open to it, but I'd understand it a bit more. But as long as we're still, like I said, as long as we're still funding Viagra and at 4 times the rate that we're funding transitional care, then I think the topic is silly.
What's the difference between women getting birth control, right, being able to access birth control, and me as a trans woman being able to afford gender-affirming care?
That is completely different. Getting the birth control pill versus a surgery.
But it's not. That's not what I'm talking about. We're not talking about surgery. What are you talking about then? Like hormone pills, birth control. Why is it you can have yours but I can't have mine?
Because I'm actually a woman.
That means nothing. That means nothing.
I am, and I actually
I'm a trans
have
woman.
a period,
and
I can
I'm a
give
trans
birth,
woman,
and
I
have
also
a
have
period.
healthcare needs. I don't need to have a period. I don't need to have a period to experience the things that I experience as a trans woman. Here's the thing: we get blood clots just like cis women do. We get heart attacks just like cis women do.
Just like everyone. Everyone gets them.
We're all connected. That is also a trans healthcare thing.
No, it's not.
It's a human healthcare thing.
It is inclusive of trans people.
Nobody's saying you shouldn't be allowed to get those things.
It's not exclusive.
It is inclusive.
If we all have heart
but it's
attacks
expensive
and we all
and it's
have
inclusive.
blood clots,
But the thing is, though, I should be able to get access to care as a trans person.
This is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
Tell me that I do not deserve to.
It's
elective. It is
It
elective.
doesn't matter. Well, women get boob jobs too, and it's elective.
But
so
are
it's
we
the
paying for
same
people's
thing.
boob jobs?
The women who get boob jobs usually don't have mental
Birth control
illnesses.
should be given out under healthcare. I think it's terrible for women and young girls. They should be educated naturally on their bodies. I think that is for the government to literally make us sick and kill us. I do not believe $1 should go to anything trans or transitioning. I'm so sorry. Women get cancer, lose their breasts, all these things. Children have cancer. I would give that money to anything in the world. That is a choice. I cannot put $1 towards that.
So
That's all.
Can I, what's it called? Just like kind of talk on that. So when it comes to the whole, talk about cancer and everything like that, I will definitely agree. Like, those are extremely major issues, but so is like transitional care. Like as earlier when we talked about the
Yeah, it's a huge issue.
Averages.
And the issue is that we're doing it.
That, there's still a high suicide rate, whatever. But the average trans person is going to be happier post transition. And I will say, maybe they're
for a short time.
Hold on. Sorry, love. I'm sorry that came off rude, but I will say there's definitely some people who, maybe transition isn't the best way, so then it goes wrong. And then, being trans, there is a lot of things with it. Gender dysphoria is such a bitch. But also at the same time, some people, like me, for example, I lived my whole life, and just like she said, ever since I was like born, like ever since I was like 3, I got in trouble at school because I would tell kids that I was a girl and that my, what's fake, and that my parents wanted a boy. And so it's very...
Oh, that tells me a lot.
It is a medical
You're trans
issue.
because your parents wanted a boy. That tells me something. That right there is a dead giveaway. That's a problem. Damien, thank you so much for the subscribe.
Living my life through dysphoria, I can sit and talk to somebody, and there's been so many different ways. It's not like transition was the first thing that everyone jumped on and was like, yeah, this is the way you treat it. There was therapies, there was, even sometimes loading trans women full of testosterone to see if that would fix the issue. And a lot of the times, these don't fix the issue. And while if things could fix it for one party, maybe it won't. And I'm not, going to say anything personal, but let's just say, we rewind time 10 years, me and Blossom are the same age, and, she has really bad dysphoria, and, we both have what we think is dysphoria. Well, let's say transition works perfectly for Blossom, and, it does improve her life. She's suicidal before, and now she's happy, she's vibrant, and she's living her life, and she's actually able to do it. But then let's look at me, and then let's say, let's say maybe transition was wrong for her or him, whatever, and then, I wouldn't say use me as the example of why it shouldn't be allowed for her. So
Wait, but I get the two different scenarios. I'm literally just saying I do not believe in us paying for it because we don't agree for it. So I would just say not $1 to that.
But
And I'm saying not $1 to all the other
But I
things
also
as well.
agree that we need more to allocate certain spending of non-transitional care, but we definitely do need to reallocate government spending on more important things. Like you said, there's like I would think it's kind of
a kid with cancer.
yeah, and I think it's ridiculous that we
I
don't
don't agree
allow.
with you, but I can appreciate you being an equal opportunist.
Yeah.
I don't like. I think in a world where we don't pay for skin grafts for severe burn victims, like we definitely need to open that up. When we shouldn't be, bring it back to the Viagra point again. We shouldn't be paying for soldiers to be able to get erections when we have people in the U.S. who are dying. We have people in the U.S. who, like I said, they suffer these horrible.
Well, hold up.
So they can't even get the plastic surgery to fix that. I do think that needs to be fixed, and that does need to be changed. But I also don't think that needs to take.
We pay, sure, if there's money going to soldiers for Viagra, that's completely different than you getting your mental illness affirmed. Why? Because the soldiers have signed up to put their lives on the line to defend this country, making themselves virtually property of the state. And in their contract, it includes having their health care fully covered, including erectile dysfunction. You didn't do that. It's not the same.
Away from trans medical issues or things like that to do so.
I mean, yeah, that's why I kind of put that I didn't think it was necessary, because overall healthcare for men and women both, I think, yeah, okay, you should be able to go and get that kind of healthcare. But when it's subsidized by the government, gender transitioning, I think that's where I draw the line, because I agree kind of on that point. I don't think a lot of things should be subsidized by the government.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sure. If you want to continue, you can continue. Sorry. I'll ask after.
Yeah, so that's pretty much my point, is I just think because it's a choice, it's something that you choose for yourself. I know we could debate back and forth on that, but it's something you want to go and get breasts, you want to get a sex change, you want those hormone blockers so you can feel more like a woman. I don't think that my taxpayer dollars should have to fund that, and I don't think my taxpayer dollars should have to fund a lot of things. So
what about like antidepressants for someone who is depressed or something like that?
No,
I mean, let's say
So
like
we just have
anything.
opposite views, I think, on terms of that, and I kind of respect it.
Wait, can I ask something though?
understand
Would
it,
you guys
actually.
agree with subsidizing whatever if I wanted boobs to make me feel more feminine because I have no boobs?
That could be access to gender affirming care
If
for
it,
you.
if it cures or calms down your suicidal thoughts, or if it improves your mental health, I am for it. And your quality
That
of life,
is
I'm definitely
ridiculous.
for it. I actually understand your standpoint on not wanting to subsidize this. I completely understand it. I don't
Mel
agree
Fur,
with it,
thank you for the
but
subscribe.
I do understand, but here's the reality. Our tax dollars are funding things that we don't like. And there's nothing that we can do about it. And so I think that's just something that we can't control. We don't have no
And
control
at least
around it.
I'm going to say
So I just wanna
this
make
just
that
from my personal
clear.
standpoint. The reason why I'd be more hesitant on that is because unlike body dysmorphia, which, it can be talked through, it can be, cured basically, you can't really do that with gender dysphoria. You can alleviate it, and there is some people who, like I said, maybe they don't need a transition to alleviate it. Maybe they can live their lives as cisgender perfectly fine, but they have these dysphoric thoughts. But then there are people where it is more severe. I think if body dysmorphia, you couldn't cure it at all and it was just awful, then yeah, totally. Yeah. But you can have a therapy talk down, whereas gender dysphoria, you can't really talk down that. It's just there. You're born with it. It's kind of just an innate fact of you, which is unfortunate.
No, I just appreciate like consistency. You know what I mean?
No,
Because if you said no, I think that would be super unfair.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I actually like that you brought that in a little bit, because I do feel like even cisgender people do get gender affirming care. I know somebody that was a man that he grew breasts naturally. He was testosterone normal human and had to get it removed.
Who paid for that?
Huh?
Who paid for that?
I honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But I was more so just bringing up like the fact like that I do believe that cisgender people can also receive gender health care. You kind of see what I'm saying?
I'm willing to learn from women with different gender identities.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't willing to hear from different people. Now, whether or not I'm going to take what you're saying as Bible, no, probably not, but I can come here and I can try to approach it from an empathetic and compassionate point of view. I think for me, one of my hesitancies with coming on an episode like this is I never want my politics to overshadow the love I have for other people, and I just want to let you guys know that there's so much love for you, and I can try to put myself in your shoes to where if I was in a body that I didn't feel comfortable in, how hard that would be. And so there's so much compassion from my side. Now I also want to speak in truth. And so when I speak to you, I want to try to tell you what I believe to be the truth. Because if I believe all these things, but I'm not telling you, how kind of me is that really from my perspective? And so, yes, I'm happy to come here and I'm happy to hear from you so that I can develop a further understanding. But at the end of the day, am I going to take your opinions as just as valuable as a biological woman? No, probably not.
So that's the reason why I put no up. I'm happy to be here and listen to you guys as people and learn about your lived experiences and what you guys go through and listen to your opinions. But do I take that to change my core beliefs? No, because as you guys know, in my opinion, I don't feel like you guys are actual women. I know that you guys are biological men. And so that's the reason why I gave the answer I did, because I'm not learning from another woman, but I'm learning from another human being. And that's okay.
I just feel like you didn't come here in good faith. You specifically. I feel I receive things from you. I've taken things from you. I've taken things from you. You're the only one that I'm having a rough time because you're talking in absolutes. Even you. I was fully expecting you and I know, seriously. And I hear, and even you, like, I heard that first part. I really do. And I honestly, I'm going to be real. Like, I do receive your empathy. I do see that you're a kind person. And I received that from you as well. You were very kind when we went into the dressing rooms and
And you don't think I'm kind now? But it's how I feel and it's the truth. I don't want to lie to you. I want to be truthful to you. I feel like being truthful to you guys is very respectful. Like she said, if I lie to you, it doesn't do any good. You guys have said things that I don't agree with, that I feel are not true, but that's your opinion. And this is my opinion, and I'm being truthful with you. I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but you're learning about the other side. And so by learning about the other side, you're going to have to hear stuff like this that you don't agree with.
Yeah, so I'm going to give some hard truths because you also have to hear about the other side that you don't agree with. Now,
that's what I'm here for, to hear from the other side.
I'm personally grateful to be here because having this conversation with women, cis women, the biologicals, anything you want to name it or whatnot, it's a very challenging conversation because there's so much hatred online that puts us against each other. And so at least us being in alignment to have this conversation, whether we agree with each other, it's actually moving the needle forward. I have love for y'all. I don't agree with 99.99% of the things that y'all said, with the exception of you. You're a little bit more. And I was really surprised by you because I thought you would be the worst. Okay. But the thing is...
Let's see if anybody's live out in Portland yet. I texted Costin. Let me see if he answered. Serena might be live. Oh, we should be checking Preacher too. Not live. Will's not live anymore. Tommy's not live. Nobody's live, guys. We'll kick up Skyrim for a little bit. Turn the volume back on. We'll wait for people to go live, I guess. Do Q&A. You guys can ask me questions. guess I can't see. Don't worry about it. So I've just been, if you guys haven't noticed, I've just been pickpocketing the ever-living shit out of people. I've been robbing. What's his username on YouTube? Is he live in Portland?
I'm glad if you missed it earlier, we got to meet the soldier that was knelt here before in that picture that I posted that everyone either loved or said was AI. That picture, we met that person again today.
Alright, back to Portland. There's a good amount of people out in Portland tonight. Title of the thing while we're still live.
I don't want anyone in any capacity ever speaking for me or making connections for me or talking to people. Like, if I want to meet someone, I'll meet them myself. I don't want anyone facilitating those kind of things. Not John Oliphant. John! Jonathan! Jonathan, why did you do that? Oh, Jonathan, I expected better from you.
Generals gathered in
I'm not
their
mad, I'm
masses,
just disappointed, honestly.
just like witches at black masses.
Damn it, John. This is why he has that song about him.
Let's go!
How you doing over here, buddy?
What is he really?
John, I did see that interaction. I saw that interaction. I saw that interaction on Tommy's Twitter with you, and I really
Mods, can we also get links for the people that are on the ground right now?
He was like, that's my horn. So I did think that.
Let me know if the title of the thing changed.
So at least we're all suffering collectively.
You can just stop suffering, stop doing this, like the song.
Thank you for trying.
You're the same chord over and over.
I don't know.
This is a great song. Lyrics are great though. Pretty real, pretty honest.
Oh, Seth's out.
John, there was a funny video where he took the train horn from Tommy, and it was so fucking funny. Just the interaction between the two of them. And so it was nice to like see that. Well, don't whisper, guys. go over there to see what they're pointing at. They would just be pointing at us. Yeah, and so it was, he left, Timmy left the horn unattended, and John picked it up and was like found wrong. And he really gave it a solid effort on trying to keep it. It was so fucking funny. Very niche, but very funny. We're always looking at Operation Inflation. I saw it on Thomas's Timmy? I don't know. I saw it on his social media, like on his X. We do have to turn the music on after 10 p.m.
Generals gathered in masses.
I bet they are. I love them to play turn the volume up. I would love that. Is that what they're literally doing? Seeing the target next? It sure looks like it. Look at the binoculars they're using. There's a whole company. Not the ice protesting Portland. And please. Thank you. Yes, sir. We were just looking at me with binoculars. I saw them.
I'm getting hella rich by stealing.
I've never seen your AIG, but they're trying to take people, but it's hard to people to take them. Yeah, they're hiding their identity, although they don't protesters. They do, Big Mike.
Yo, there we go. Hey, I had to take a little piss, but I want y'all ICE agents to know we're still not okay with what you're doing. We had to go ahead and move our speakers a little bit.
This guy again.
As much as you might define PPP as Antifa, they still make us move our fucking speakers. They still arrest us and all that shit. I will say, PPP did not arrest me. It did make me move my speakers, which I'm not very happy about.
Ron Dolliver's at fault for that.
I'm not very happy about that at all. But they didn't arrest me, so is that like a thing? And also, they're still Antifa? I don't even know what's going on anymore. All I know is these fascist motherfuckers are still kidnapping my friends and our neighbors.
Of course.
And we're not gonna stand for it. And we're gonna keep tunes rolling.
Now they're really trying to find someone.
He really is the White Run Preacher. Antifa edition.
Let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. A state that's untouchable like alien nest. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state for the bomb ass history.
Exactly, happy.
I'm a dance a little. A mission for them dreams. Lean, lean, when I'm making machines serving fiends. I'm living the game.
It's Portland, guys.
Ever since honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's
What's that about?
looking like a wild Liberace. It's all good, from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb, if the city making pay. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way.
They ran them over? I don't know. I guess there's some sort of window.
playing something. There's just like
Yo, Portland, there we go. A little bit of California love from the 503. Let's hear it. Okay, we've got some more songs on the queue right now, specifically requested from a comrade who's been out here day in and day out. Here we go, living La Vida Loca.
Hell yeah.
What up, Idaho? Somebody said Haley is live. There we go. Talking to Pam.
So who are you and like what leads you to being out here?
My name's Teal and I ran the protest in 2020 and I led the march on Washington with George Floyd's family and Breonna Taylor's family, and specifically Trump came for all my friends hundreds of times. He even said my friend's name on national television.
Yeah.
So.
And did you face any like jail time or anything like that? Oh, you did.
I got hit by a motorcycle and the cop said that I was the one that jumped on it and I didn't. I got smashed straight into it.
Yeah. Do you think that?
Yeah, they picked me up all the way from Eugene. They drove all the way to my house in Portland. I was supposed to go for 2 years. They wanted me 2 years.
Yeah. I guess my thing, Pam, is overall, I mean, I know you've lived in the country and you've seen probably so many changes that have occurred. I don't know, I'm guessing you're like 20s or something, but
she's seen a lot of changes. She's been around for a while.
Is like we're going down. We're going down, down, down. It's not looking hot. It's not looking good. And so, like for us and our children,
like in our history, 10 times tenfold. They almost took away gay rights to be able to get married. They took away our reproductive rights, which, as a woman, you should still have the right to have that, regardless. If you get raped, if you have a child in an accident, things like that happen regardless of if you're trying to protect yourself from having a kid at all. Like, you should have the right to have your reproductive rights and have an abortion if that's what you want. If something happens to you, that's like, even if you had a stillborn baby inside of you, you cannot get that taken out of you.
Yes, you can.
Legal abortion.
Yes, you can. Every state in the United States has an exception if the mother's life's in danger. Furthermore, most states have specifically written into the law that it's not an abortion if the baby's dead. And it's also not medically considered an abortion if the baby's dead.
You have to have.
I mean, for me, I'm a Christian, so my morality is based in the Bible.
I was born Mormon.
Yeah.
So what would be the difference?
Are you a Mormon now? Do you live up? So for me, I am a Christian.
But I'm a Christian, so what would be the difference? I still believe in that stuff. I don't believe.
Michael,
in
thank you for the
myself,
sub.
But that's not my body. That's somebody else's body. If they choose to do that, they choose to do that because they're going through something that I am not going through. They need that, not me.
Our forefathers said, if your God has rules, if your God has rules, we will have a war. That's why we have a constitution. So that she can be her own person, make her own.
And also, the Constitution was made when my people were enslaved. So really,
Do you think
that hurts a lot more people than it helps people. Like,
do you think that the Constitution, like, we should rewrite it now at today's current time, or do you think that it should stand as it was? Because I think that the
implications and things that people need now.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and then people say that the cops are this or that. The cops were created also to slave catch. So
that's just a genetic fallacy. First of all, it's not true, but it doesn't even matter. It's a genetic fallacy. The Democrat Party, when they were founded, were opposing rights for black people and pro-slavery, right? It doesn't matter, right? They're not pro-slavery today. And by the same admission, the Republican Party was founded as an anti-slavery party. If you were going to argue this, you'd have to argue that the Republicans are the non-racist ones.
These cops that were made to literally specifically catch black people. No other race. Black people specifically. And now again, in 2025, in our generation, they're going against Hispanics. Okay, maybe not the police, but ICE is going against. Why aren't they going for people that look Russian?
They did actually.
They
today
are.
They didn't look Asian. Today they actually just arrested somebody from Slovenia. No, there's multiple of them, but I agree the majority are Hispanic.
Because there's the majority of illegal immigrants are Hispanic as well.
But I mean, if you think about it logically, like the most
logically, it's racist.
No, it's not.
There's no other logic.
Well, I mean, I think that's more of an emotional versus logical.
It's not emotional.
Most of the migrants that have come over though are from like Mexico or from Hispanic countries because they're next to us.
What about Russian?
And they should, if you have come here illegally and you've broken the law, like I don't care what skin color you are.
Majority of the people that live here aren't supposed to be here. What about the people that started this thing, that literally put into the ground the natives? We just took that shit from them, so why don't we give it back and go where we're supposed to go?
Where where would that be? You mean like Europe, Africa? Okay, so that's your solution is give them back this whole country and then.
You're changing my words.
No, not asking.
I said. That's not what I said.
I said so that is your solution? A question mark? Like I'm just asking what your
solution. I'm saying if they're trying to tell Hispanics and people to go to their own place that this is a free land, people need to stop calling it a free land. This ain't no free land. You can't call it a free home and say make America great again. Never been great. My people were enslaved, so you cannot call this place great.
If you don't think this nation is great, where are you from originally?
Where
like your heritage?
I'm fucking from here.
Your heritage.
I'm half white, so yes. If you're saying we're from here.
Half white, she's racist.
But you said your heritage. We should all go back to our heritage. But is that somewhere else for you?
Where are you from?
Well, I'm Swiss and German, so I guess I have the part-time Swiss and German.
By her own argument, she doesn't belong here either way. She said go back to your heritage. Since she's half white, white people didn't come from here either.
If this country isn't great, why don't you go and spend... I think it's great.
My whole country isn't great either.
Is this better?
That's not my point. You're trying to switch words.
No, I'm just breaking it down. I'm breaking down your point.
Breaking it down. My point is, you cannot make America great again when it's never been great for my people.
It has been. It's great right now.
People were enslaved.
It's great right now for your people. They're not enslaved today.
Rape and pillage.
Is that happening today?
Even white people, they fought to get their own, to get a vote.
Is there a country that is great to you in your eyes?
That's not my point.
But I'm asking it.
My point is you cannot keep saying.
But I'm asking, if we're breaking this down, name a nation that is great and has been great.
Tam was right.
No, because crazy or you can't dispute the point or answer your own question.
Disputing a point. My point.
That's your point. I have a question.
There's one point. You can't say make
make it great again, right? It was never
But
great.
I'm asking, is there a nation that is great?
It doesn't matter about that nation. It doesn't matter about that.
It does though.
No, it doesn't. That's like saying, oh, okay, well, the homelands of Africa.
What are we?
No, the fuck we're not.
What are we supposed to replicate then?
I'm not fucking African. I'm Trinidadian.
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to Trinidad. You're saying everyone should go back to where they're from. Go back to Trinidad.
I'm not fucking African. I'm Trinidadian.
Anyway, talk with you guys. You love bombing. You act like you like.
Pam, this isn't love bombing. Love bombing. It's disrespect.
Pam is accusing them of love bombing. She's accusing Haley of love bombing.
I'm asking you.
Are you?
Even if she was.
How would I know?
You look up some cool people.
Pam, when you come out here, people call me all kinds of things. They call me fascist, Nazi, Barbie, da da da.
Really big.
Pam, do you run your own X, or do you have people that like help run it? Like your X account. Do you run it yourself? Hey, what's the next stop? Are you popping? Are you rolling in the dough? Yeah. Oh, Pam. Are you gonna go to that the DC thing? The big protest? I kind of want to go. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe just reach out to Soros. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, you make your way around the country. You know, you're doing what you love, I guess. Like the January 6th stuff.
And while you guys are here, make sure to go follow Haley.
Yeah.
At Haley West with 2 Y's. Go follow Haley, guys, on
Why do you
X.
think that so many people are curious to talk to you?
It has to do with the fact that I got away from Mega and Trump, and their country are having the struggle to clear after here. And they want to know how to get absolutely come together to stop the incoming violence, stop the insanity.
Were you raised Republican or were you raised Democrat?
No, I wasn't raised Democrat.
Just kind of non-political?
No, I followed my brother, educated, that's what you know what they're talking about. I was an alcohol and drug counselor. I'm not interested in politics. But when I went to prison, I found out they were alive. And Ryan Sapp's alive. I said, that's it. I'm not going to be able to better. Putting out propaganda. I don't want to hear something about Democrats.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a Democrat now. That I don't want. But it's a fact. So I got to face it. And I got to push back against them too. So I just push back against any propaganda. As long as it's not allowed, I research. I want to know, is this real?
But the thing that, like, you came at me, or I guess you blocked me for, is because you think
I didn't know it
was
was that on
Yeah, well, yeah, it's me. Literally me. And I thought we had a good conversation, and I've never posted really anything about you. I did today. I posted when you sang happy birthday. I think you guys use Richard and Griffin. Really?
No, we have a philosophy that I don't tell you about what to do.
Yeah.
I can't say go for it, Jess. I've got my sign to block you guys. So
Yeah, what's that? You boycott all MAGA streamers?
I'm in a different position than everybody else. Because you're making money here.
Yeah, I make $0 being up here. Yeah. I live here. I live in Portland. Like I
made over $4,000.
What lady?
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
Dang.
I was told by officers about it. They want to have money.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, please. PPD.
No, they're doing their job.
So, do the Fed allegations bother you? I mean, I feel like at this point, that's like not too
What
bad.
happened? I'll tell you what happened. My court record.
Yeah.
We had a Liberty Bill in front of Capitol. Our Capitol. We have a Liberty Bill.
Yeah.
I thought a guy took it a knife and wrote F-U-C-K, USA. But I was standing there and I had him videotaped.
Yeah.
So the Capitol Police talked to me.
Yeah.
So that's in my court records. So they think I talked to him.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time, I suppose. For me, like, when people come out here, I mean, I don't know what you think about the Charlie Kirk, you know, he got literally murdered, assassinated on television, and then we come out here.
Brian Calzada, thank you for the sub. Make sure to go follow Haley on X at Haley West with 2 Ys.
But, you know, when we're being called Nazis, fascists, like, those are no joke.
It is serious.
Pugless, thank you for the sub.
Really? How so?
I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
We don't have to sit down.
Yeah.
But it is like for change. He started taking away your freedom of speech, your religion. You gotta watch a documentary called Family.
Okay.
No, you would get educated. It's about the
family.
It's called The Family. It's about the Heritage Family.
Okay.
2025.
Yeah.
It started in 1953.
Yeah.
So you gotta learn some history, how we got here. And they ended up in documentary. They called it. He's their chaos do what they want to
I guess when you say freedom of speech, I find it just kind of interesting because actually, if you look at like when President Biden was in office, in his administration, they actually it's come out now that they censored multiple conservative creators from posting content, from talking about the vaccine, from pretty much anything that went against. And to me, that's actually more fascist than anything that's occurring now. Do you agree?
I just got to use your fire because I wanted to be straight. And he said, the only thing that speaks is what the judge They cannot get into it.
Right. It's a gray area.
Not like art.
Yeah.
Nothing else that he said. I hope you die and get right up on my bones.
I can't even hear what Pam's saying.
Definitely a gray area, but I think when, you know, you see a honestly pretty moderate conservative.
Guys, go over there and give Haley some money so she can buy some mics.
To me, that's far more fascist than anything we're seeing right now. I'm gonna switch hands. My hand's cold. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you had like a big one for Charlie?
Go in Haley's chat and ask her how you can donate so you can buy her some mics.
Like on TikTok or on X where people are celebrating it. I think that's evil. I don't think that's just like unplaced or misplaced anger. I think that's pure evil. Don't you? I mean, that's disgusting. Yeah.
I went to an ambulance down here. Everybody wants ice skin.
Yeah.
Everybody. So I went up to him and I said, don't you talk about the me.
Yeah, she is. She's gonna make people comfortable.
We don't want anybody dead.
Yeah.
No violence. No violence. Martin Luther King and I'm a John Lewis.
Yeah.
No violence. He had coffee quarter of his head as a breakfast. How we do it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be violent, I'm not going to support your program.
So do you think the like the CD where she has a black eye and she has a
I know what happened. Flagpole is somewhere where a flag could
maybe January 6th.
That's fine. Yeah. She was 17. She was very young.
Yeah.
This man was living his following. And he has a gift. Scared. And my women was like, my children were blue and it was an accident. You don't get anything. But if that's not how it happened, I would have been supporting you. I saw the whole thing. I saw it.
I saw it too, and I saw it
turn around and go in there. I'm standing right there. I'm standing right there.
It was nice to meet you, Mom. I'm gonna go home tonight, baby. Let her know when you're speaking. No, when you're speaking. All right, guys.
I don't know, maybe that's enough camp for tonight. I just gotta ask her one more thing and then I'm probably gonna call it a night. Oh my goodness. I just ask one more question and but Pam, last question.
I'm sharing the wealth with myself.
Too, but just be safe.
How much money I have? 14,000.
The big protest? I don't know.
What are you protesting?
I'm protesting. What am I protesting? I haven't been a protester. Maybe I should find something to protest about.
Well, what is protest?
Well, I mean,
I got the protest. When it comes to your Second Amendment, you're going to wish we were there.
Yes. Hey, that's something we can agree on.
We don't want
I'm a crazy pickpocket, guys.
No, we don't want our guns taken.
You know, we do not have guns. Do you know that?
Oh, yeah. They do. They do. Yeah, which they're also taking away. So maybe we can plan a gun protest.
I know what I have to do the next level up. I have to do the poison. Put poison in people's pockets to kill them. So then I can pickpocket the Jarls with their guards around.
No, I think that we absolutely should have the right to protest. I just think where it turns into violence is where the issue starts, right? That's where it's just like, what are we doing here? And
it's our first
absolutely freedom of speech, and I think that we should have the freedom to protest. I'm with you.
I would have been leaving a long time ago.
Well, I've seen some violence.
Well, there's bad apples everywhere.
That's true. Can't disagree. All right, Miss Pam, I will leave you.
You can't control it.
Was this our last interview ever?
Control behavior. Even psychology. You can't predict your next behavior. You can't predict it. I can't predict what you're going to do. If you look at the percentage, I watched you. You were drinking and got your phone down.
That was Serena.
I watched Block voting. I was listening. He said, if you do that.
Did you see Chandler choke Serena? What? Did you see when Chandler choked Serena?
No, I can't have I watched them go to you and say, don't do that. We don't want that. We don't want it. We want you to leave it. But there are people that do this shit. We can't control it. You can't control it. You know what I'm saying?
I think they are controlling where they are right now, but I'm not with the group. I'm out here. I mean, I've made some friends for sure, but I really am out here to stream and show what's actually going on. All right, Pam, thank you so much, and be safe out here, okay? Get some hand warmers. It's cold. Bye. All right, guys, so I got my talk with Pam. We'll see if she'll unbox me. Honestly, I don't know. After seeing what I posted, probably not, but I am going to call it, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Oh, Haley's logging off.
And I will see you soon. Bye.
Okay, let's see who else is live. Is Will live? Sparky's just live on the beach. Preacher's not live. Dang, nobody's live. Alright, we'll go back to the YouTube video then. Dang, y'all, why does my chat not look like this?
Don't understand or you don't align with. It's a sacred space, and I don't know where in your life you weren't taught better, but I feel like animals know better than that, right? Like, I don't really know what kind of garbage human being does those kinds of things, but nobody that I ever would like want to associate with or have associated with, thankfully. Yeah, that's sad. It doesn't matter, like, who, you know, the person is that put it out or how much hit you have with them and stuff. Like, there is a line you should not be able to cross, and unfortunately, there's a lot of folks that are here that have no qualms crossing those lines. And that just tells you what kind of people they are, you know?
Too loud?
Oh my God, Cindy. I feel like Toasty would do that
Is that
too.
better?
Toasty would 100%. He doesn't care. And the Noodles would pee on him while he was peeing on it because Noodles always pees on Tostada.
Is that a little better, guys?
Yeah, Tony, it's still a memorial. So it's kind of deplorable behavior that tells you a lot about, one, the person, and I dare say their family as well, because that sort of thing has been taught that it's acceptable.
What do we got going on here?
If they didn't like
battle in the middle of Valkyrie?
It's not acceptable, then somebody's taught them that that's acceptable, and that's really unfortunate. I won't even say sad because I don't hold those spaces for those folks. It is unfortunate. I think this is the remix that we heard.
I'm gonna accidentally hit a guard or something.
Yeah, Mike, that's what they were saying, and it was rebuilt. I don't understand that sort of fascist mindset. Like, if you don't align with something, you don't have to destroy it. There's been things that are up here on public spaces that clearly aren't against the law or local would do something about it. So for you to feel the need to enforce your own regulations is pretty disgusting.
By chance, do you have a copy of the policies of the athletic ones?
This one, yeah.
Do you have it on you now?
I have it on my phone.
Okay, hey, whenever you have the 10, would you mind sending
Sending it to you? Yeah. I have a picture of the paper that they handed out, is what I have.
So they were actually handing it out?
They only hand out 2 to them people. And then I can't find it anywhere online. Like, I can find
Oh my God,
it
there's
all
a
broken
dragon
down, like,
too.
a big long like pages. It must be like 30 pages. I printed them all. It must be like 30 pages. But I can't find that sheet anywhere. So I scanned it. And I'll print it. Yeah. I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to be in Newport at Town Hall. Because they're trying to put an ice facility in Newport.
No, yeah, I think I saw the, I got a video about it.
Yeah, so I was going to go to that tomorrow.
What time is it?
6
PM or morning? I might actually be mistaken.
Maybe I'll see it. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, I want to speak to him. I want to do a speech. So I'll print it. I'll try to print the one and bring it to you. Do you want a physical copy or do you want me to just
If it's possible for a physical copy, if it's not, then I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Absolutely. Everybody was saying hi to you. Everybody's saying hi, Martine.
Hi, people. I'm on TikTok jail.
He's on TikTok jail, so he's on Twitch. What is your Twitch?
It's the same one as Jutsu, Relaxito.
Okay, so yeah, the same on Twitch. So make sure you guys go support him there too. Because he was being naughty earlier. Yeah, it is, Mr. High. It's very juvenile, but I feel like a lot of the folks that are down here doing those kinds of things are mentally like stuck in that space. So it's expected, but even as children, we know that those are sacred spaces for people. And it might be a religion we don't understand, it might be a culture we don't understand, it might be someone we don't like, but we hold space for them because we respect ourselves and mankind. But some folks didn't learn that, I guess. Yeah, Martine was in jail. He'll be back.
Literally average day in Valkyrie.
Yeah, I can. That's what it seems like. Hi. How are you? Good. I can't
I'm
complain.
picking these people bone dry.
Hold on 1 sec.
I'm like the craziest robber in all of Skyrim. If there's one organization I belong to, it's the Thieves Guild. I robbed the Thieves Guild. I picked all of their pockets clean. I'm not even up. I'm not even like leveling up from picking locks anymore. From pickpocketing.
An hour. Something that I don't know.
Do I have max pickpocket? Oh, I do. I'm at max pickpocket. That's why. I'm at pickpocket level 100. Oh, I can legendary it though. Does that reset it? Why can't I legendary it? It says Y to make it legendary. Why can't I do it? Excuse you.
We're gonna go find something to eat at home, and then we'll probably be back maybe tomorrow. If not, I'll definitely be back on Monday. Okay, if we don't come back tomorrow, we'll be out on Monday. So if you guys don't see me on live tomorrow, I'll definitely be live on Monday.
What happens when you go legendary, chat? Does it erase all of my perks? Hey, Lori Lyons 3946, thank you so much for sending a $2 super chat.
Alright guys, you guys have a good night. Yes, you too. Thank you, whoever's coming in, tapping the screen, sharing.
Skyrim full screen. I don't think that many people will stay if it's Skyrim full screen, to be honest. Are these just useless books in a display case? Oh, what up, y'all? I'm just not doing anything important here. Just stealing everything in-house. I am the sole proprietor of all of Tamriel. It all belongs to me. Yeah, does it reset all my perk points if I wipe it? If I legendary it, it'll reset my perk points. Yeah, not suspicious. Well, I sell them to a fence. So I go somewhere else and I sell them. So I go to the Thieves Guild here in Riften. But what's funny is I stole everything in the Thieves Guild and sold it back to them. It refunds all the perk points I see. Tommy's staying in from what I understand. want to see who's... Somebody's gotta be live. None of our people are live. I don't know why it's playing this music. Is that what they're playing on the speaker? Yeah, we can get rid of that music. Are we just speedrun playing every demonetized song? Like, what are we doing? Are we still doing the stupid music? I won't say where the next fearless stop is. Okay, here we go.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Revolution. Yeah, my Cash App is $$for10media, all one word. I also have all my secrets tonight, so
Okay, perfect. Let me go tell him. I think they're actually going over there too.
I'm really excited that today was Veterans Day and we had some veterans out to come and support us and say, look guys, because
Angela Ross, thank you for the sub.
fighting fascists and racists in 2025, we've done that so many times.
1984 said she was not going to come tonight, so she wanted you to know.
Yeah, chicken's out.
I actually came out
Not the same chicken though, it's a different one. Clover Lord, thank you for the sub.
But among the issues, other than the fact that you guys are basically working for the Nazi regime, and how many times that can be echoed through what Donald Trump is doing.
Oh my god, Tony, did you send it to me?
Yeah, I can't location drop.
As people who have or have not, or
yeah, I sorry, we're talking to
veterans, but I think it stands true for every single person that comes out here. Because not only are we seeing this with ICE and the rounding up of people, not white. Let's lay it out there like it is. And so, another thing that we can look at Donald Trump for and be like, oh, well, Nazis. You guys know that almost no fentanyl comes through Venezuela?
Thanks, Mr. High. Oh, no, Cindy. I know it's 70:45 here.
Yeah, the next stop will be in the USA. That's the location drop.
Dead people. Because they're brown and
get out of here. I said an hour, but maybe a little shorter.
You guys are working for this guy. Okay? So, let me tell you some other things that your boss is doing right now. And they're part of the reason. Just you guys being racist, fascist bastards isn't enough. Okay? Let me give you some more of the reason why you don't like your boss and we all come out here.
So many things.
Today, the United States' largest military ship pulled into Latin America.
Could level up my alchemy.
Venezuela is so scared. And not only are 123,000 military heads in Venezuela getting ready to defend their borders. They're defending their borders.
Got it.
Your boss. But 3 million civilian heads have come together in Venezuela. Something like 3 million civilian heads. To tell your boss the exact same thing that people are saying all
Cindy,
over.
Cindy, no comment. No comment.
Even the U.S. military is torn on ethics and morals right now. The head of the Oregon National Guard said that if they were deployed, they would come out here. He would direct those under him to come out here and protect protesters and citizens. Not you guys. Because he's one of the officers that believes in the oath that he took, as far as I'm concerned. Because you have to actually have some gonads and stick with your morals when you take those oaths if you're going to be able to stand up and stand up to the president. So touche to the head of the Oregon National Guard. There were, as of this morning, still 7,700 military personnel deployed to United States cities. 7,700 of them.
Hey, Brian, hold on.
But because Donald Trump's fascist regime that he called the American Fascist Party fraud continues to
Griffin in the background sucking my toes.
Wow. And guess what? The pedophiles.
Can Yours seems pretty miserable, so I think I'll decline. I'll decline, Kim. Oh wait, I have to screenshot it before it goes away. Not Kim the Believer again at 61. What did you say, Kev? You made 3 comments. Blah, 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 all caps. No, they're not. Get a life and a job for fuck's sake. Okay.
Not a guy is going to pay $50,000 a head as bounty for people that don't support him and aren't white-skinned.
Not Kim.
I actually have a personal mission to walk.
I know, that's what I was looking at.
Because I want to bring these issues.
Kim, don't be like
to
that, you naughty.
Amongst others. You guys are working for what is literally being compared to the Nazi regime across the globe.
Nobody across the globe is calling us the Nazi regime.
Hey, bastard.
For years and years, and fuck wars over.
Ice has no joy. That's true. That's actually accurate.
While you guys are hunting humans for head bounties, we are out here risking our lives against your chemical warfare.
Oh, I like that.
That is the reason we are all out here. Because humans should not have a price on their head. And people fighting for the government should not be racist, fascist assholes.
So explain how they're racist and fascist.
These days you guys take me serious when I ask you to take off your badge and strip off your uniform and walk out those kids naked. Come and support the people of this country instead of being fascist assholes. Because if you're not willing to do that, then you should wear a badge. The current president has made more people rethink morals and ethics than has had to happen in ages. But when he falls, those who work under him are going to fall too. Again, thank you for the veterans that came out today. I know I didn't make it in time to say this in front of them.
Austin, it's not too bad. It's warmer than it has been. I didn't hear that.
Thank you for those like you who come out here and also say enough is enough.
Yeah,
Because no matter
not too bad. But I also have thermals on every time.
People like Donald Trump want to.
I love that we saw some good love from the community today. We saw a friend bring an energy drink, which was so sweet. And then a friend give me some hand warmers. That was really kind.
It's proven time and time and time again. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen.
I always have thermals underneath. I don't know that I've spent time out here without them, honestly. I overstimulated all the time. Ew, Cindy, is it already that time? Oh my god, is it already that time for you guys? I feel like most of the damn year it was snowy for you guys. Like you and Wright, I felt like had snow for
If you guys have any questions you want to ask me, just drop them in chat. We can do a little Q&A here.
Hey Minty. That's horrible. I don't think she does, Soldier. I think she has YouTube or Twitter or something. I think she has one of those, right? I think she posts everything on YouTube. Alright, Tony, is that where we're at? Oh my god, Boston, what is it there? I don't even know where to go. Oh my god, Jay, stop. Amber, what?
I don't know if that's worth it.
Oh, Dirty Myrtle? it snows there. How did I not know that? Siren, it's been good. You were here when they took the flowers, right? I think that's really been the most eventful thing. Oh, then maybe you did. Yep. Yeah, they came out pretty quickly after they were put down.
Oh, I should have killed there. Hi Cam, Christians Unite, let's go. I've gotten quite the level up from
yeah, they came out.
From doing my little pickpocket mission here.
Vacuum thing or like the magnet, what do you call it? Like the little push broom kind of magnet thing, roller, magnet roller, there it is. And I guess checked the ground for stuff and then picked up the flowers. Like, what is this over there? Oh my god, it's so deep. Well, in all fairness, I've had the heat on too, just to take the edge off. Holy shit! I cannot believe it snows there. Yeah, they took the flowers. Oh my god, like 39! So we're all getting some cool weather, but some of you guys are much colder. Yeah, Boston, like a little magnet roller. It looks like one of those push brooms, you know, like back in the day, like school, like, I don't know if you guys have those, like the little rolly vacuum thing. It's just like a wider version of that, but it's a magnet wheel. I think that's what it was. It was hard for me to see, but I imagine that's what they're doing. I've not seen them do that, but maybe others have. They did that. They picked up the flowers, did the magnet thing, and then brought the bus out, which they've never, like, I've not seen the bus like 100 times or anything, but I've not seen them do that with the bus recently.
I don't think I've ever seen a dragon priest this indoors. Shit. I have not played Oblivion Remastered yet.
The same thing on my post.
I messed up, guys.
And I was like, oh my gosh, stop what we're doing, boys.
We got this.
We're not that, I'm gonna be there.
Like, I don't recall this quest at all. I recall what you get at the end of this quest, but I don't recall, like, all these steps that it makes you do.
And they're so damn cute.
Unless I'm doing a quest line that I've never done before and I think it's something else.
No, I was just telling them, I was like, these little Japanese cards are so inexpensive, like in the grand scheme, and they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. I see these all over. All over. You know me, I love me some car scenes. Austin, I'm gonna try to. I know it's a public forum, so I want to hold space for as many like people as possible. But I really want to see people like weighing in from communities that have ICE facilities. Like, air your public grievances about your community and what it's going to do. But I'm really hoping they have time to hear from people who've experienced the facilities in cities like this. Like, I want people that live here to go and talk to them. So hopefully we will see some folks from there, or from here there.
Yeah, oh my god.
We're just tearing off out of there. Austin, I'm hoping so. If they allow filming inside, I'm going to just put it on. I won't talk or anything. I'll just put it on and like have my notifications and stuff off, my phone silent, and let you guys hear it. It's at 6 p.m. Yeah, I was watching them here. Oh, are there trusts? Good to know. Tony, I do too. I like smart cars like Fiats. I had a Mini before. I like Mini because I like the performance of it too.
I don't get a dragon mask? Oh, this is so a creators club thing. Where's the club?
Hopefully,
Or the claw, I mean.
Hopefully everyone is safe there. You should be able to air your grievances and have your opinions heard in a safe capacity like that. Everyone should, you know, no matter where you stand. So hopefully everyone, you know, is safe and allows people to just have that time. It does, Siren, so it doesn't make sense for that kind of community to welcome that facility. Yes, Rebecca! Okay, good. Good. I love that. Yeah, Tony, I don't know about Fiats and smart cars. The Mini was incredibly, I took it cross country. A powerful little car, great handling. I really love this.
I'm playing Skyrim.
It was very sporty.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry if I haven't been keeping up with the questions. Let me see. Questions. I don't see any questions. You're gonna have to put them back in.
Yeah, Tress, are you gonna go?
I'll pay closer attention this time. I'm sorry.
Sunny, I'll be there too. Hoping to have a moment to speak.
I'm not sure about states flipping by 2028.
We'll be there, which is so fun.
I don't know. I'm not a big predictions guy. I like to comment on what happens rather than predict what happens. Because predictions are oftentimes wrong. Games you like to play? I like Skyrim.
I've only driven one fit. That was after I totaled my one car.
I like Minecraft too. Oh, did they clean up the flowers? Those flowers have been there for a while. You're talking about the flowers by the train stop?
It's like a modern day romance. We have Persian in here. Hey, Persian. Persian, I thought you were on live. How are we over here? Oh my gosh, everybody is courting. This is so damn cute.
I haven't seen anybody get beat up yet.
Oh my god, Jen, 15 years. You may be little teeth. Little baby antiques. I love that. I love putting big miles on vehicles and like having them for eternity. My one van is technically an antique. It has it's antique status, but she's only 30.
Live stream, so I'm hoping it lasts for a little bit here.
Big miles with her. I almost have.
Looks like I'm alright.
Bouncing in between live streams here. What state's flipping? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not a predictions guy. Cam, what's your birthday? I'm not gonna say my birthday just because I don't know what it can be used for, so I'm just not gonna say it.
We've had pink frogs a bunch of nights, Annie, but our
Things, and I think that's so stinking cute. Slimer's my favorite comfort creator, I think.
Husband wants to know why magic in one hand and knife in the other. He usually does full magic or knife and shield. I have healing in one hand, so when I get hit, I just heal myself. So I can heal, and then hit and heal.
Thanks, Foxy. I'm glad you guys found me here.
Has anyone identified the guy that threatened you? Well, that doesn't narrow it down. It'd have to be which one. If you're talking about the kid with the no face, no case mask, yeah, we found him. His name is Ben. I can't recall. I can't recall his last name.
We do have a lot of folks that like to restream.
It was him and his brother. They were the two agitators all week.
I had a couple messages I needed to respond to.
Do you watch any sports? Hockey.
That I remember.
Bruins fan.
Hi, kid. Oh, no, listen to me. I don't miss that. I don't miss those things. Luckily, it's not like work. Like it was a nice, safe.
It's
space.
called Dusk Fang.
I'm really grateful.
The sword.
They do, Tony.
I'm just in favor of the frog type shit, you know? Like, in the wise words of, Tortuguita, like, you're not gonna beat him with violence, so just be a frog. Just be a frog!
Yeah, they do, Tony. He is such a cutie. I got my damn frog costume today. I haven't tried it on. Wait, Tony, I think Swerve has red eyes.
Alright guys, I'm being called upon to go watch Dancing with the Stars. So, go watch these users, these streamers, if you want to continue watching what's going on in Portland. AWK3PDX. Oh wait, are these not their usernames? What are their usernames? I'm not sure who it is that's live. Let's see who's live so I can tell you guys. Haley's not live. Costin's not live. Just watch Costin's profile or Preacher's profile tonight. I'm sure one of them will be live. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.